We are live. Where the hell did J-Mac go? As J-Mac said in the private chat, that's right. Oh no, we are not paranormal. He's like, wrong intro. It's like, no. Kieran being here is throwing you off.
It is. This is also as well. This is the first time I've been on the normal podcast.
No, it's
With
not.
Well, other than the Halloween quiz that we did, I've not been on the normal podcast before. That's not actually. That's also a lie. So I did one of the watch-alongs.
So this is the first time I've done this, except the first 9.
Turns out I'm actually talking out my arse. Apologies.
Good.
How we doing, boys?
Hi, class. Before we get into the thick of it, I'll just let everybody listening at home and watching let you know that tonight is a show that we're going to share with you guys. The link to this is in the description and in the chat. Just follow that link, hook your camera up, whatever. Smash a cell in here. We're going to talk about conspiracies tonight. It's just an open discussion. There are no show plans, right? I've got the research and all that cool stuff, but it'll be cool for us all to just chat conspiracies like you do. And the cool thing is people always follow it. And I was like, bullshit, man, they're flat. It's not flat. You're just stupid. And I can't wait for all the drama. But speaking of drama, we'll start with Kieran. How's your day been, mate?
Rough, man. Rough.
Rough?
I made a stupid decision to try and work out how to put together a show reel, and turns out I don't know how to do that. So
was that for Michaela?
No, for me.
Nice.
For doing like voiceover stuff and that, and it's just
right.
Turns out
Listen, real.
I have no clue what I'm actually doing.
These things always look.
I just don't know.
They look easy until you actually sit down and try and do it.
Andy Gibb says,
Honestly,
"Evening,
man,
all." Andy, you need to get your ass in here. When we get chatting about conspiracies in a wee bit. Also, Marek Korzewoński says, "Do you provide Polish subtitles like on this show?" Aye, definitely. You just have to stick around and they'll pop up probably near the end.
I think you're lying, Kevin.
I think Facebook, if you're watching via Facebook, you just hit the CC and it comes up with captions. Maybe you can change that to Polish. Otherwise, I only know a few things, and that's Czestań Pierdyś, and this is for J-Mac. So,
what does that mean?
There's as Polish as we get. And he gets it. Hey.
To be fair, I know some stuff, but what I do know is it's not allowed.
Put it this way:
allowed in the public eye.
There was a Polish girl at our old work, Kieran, and Reese, who also still at our old work.
Yeah.
I says, go up and say to her, Czestań Pierdyś, right?
Oh no!
And he goes, why? I says, go do it. He walked up, right?
Why do people just do things you tell them to do? It never ends well for anybody.
And the woman's face was like this. She went like this. She went.
Right. Marek, can you tell me what that means? Because Kevin's not gonna.
She just was like.
do you know what's funny about Marek? I met him about 5 or 6 years ago now, I think, at a beer festival.
Oh, no way.
Nice.
And don't get me wrong, it was a terrible beer festival. But it was a good time anyway. It was a good time, and I met him, and he was with a bunch of folk, and we got on really well. So nice to see you, Marek.
Oh, nice. So you just randomly met a fella. Marek looks like he's against Facebook while using Facebook. So
is that not just 90% of the population?
It means he farts very often. It does.
I bet it doesn't.
It does. It does.
No, I feel like that was a personal jibe at me.
It was. It was.
Thank fuck I wasn't wearing Sam Smith's outfit. I'm just saying that.
Wait a minute. You said thank fuck you weren't wearing Sam Smith's outfit. Are you sure about that?
That's beyond impressive.
I did not even know about that.
I know, right?
That's fucking wonderful.
Opportunity, and that wasn't even Matthew, that was me. You can
tell. You can tell.
Class.
Absolutely.
I mean, looking at outfit, I would have chosen for the Brits.
You know why he chose it, didn't you?
No,
because he's an attention-seeking fud nugget. That's why.
He looks like a walking.
Huh? A walking what?
Beanbag.
I don't know. I like beanbags. I do not like him.
Aye, he does seem a bit much.
And I feel like I like him even less.
Look at that shit. Oh, class. So
never see if Kevin ever asks you to just send him a picture of yourself randomly, just don't do it. It's no worth. It's no worth the turmoil that you will endure for the rest of your life.
No, I use it for the down here. Look, you see, there we are.
See the Choose Life thing, like the anti-drugs campaign for the 80s. That's all throughout Train Spotting. That should have just been choose anything but sending Kev a photo.
Marek says, J-Mac, check message.
Oh, right. Okay, this is when I find out what you just said means.
No, that's what it was. It means a bit farting. That's what I was
no. He has just sent me.
Class, man, class. Aye, so tonight we're gonna chat. We're gonna chat a wee bit, right? Here's. I am all up in the conspiracy. I was the guy that when YouTube first came about would watch every kind of conspiracy video, which I find there's less of now, by the way, which is quite a shame. It's like Google done a big cleanup of it all. Oh, here it comes. It's because it's so stupid.
No. It's because the same stuff just kept getting recycled over and over again, and nothing was interesting anymore.
That's like many things, mate. Like many things. So I was thinking we could maybe start it off here, right? We'll go for this. Have you ever heard of the theory that Paul McCartney is actually pan-breed and was replaced back in the day?
Yes, I heard it from you.
Aye, remember I told you about that. Right? It says here, in case of missing Beatle, Paul is still with us, right? So apparently, he wasn't a crash. I think it was on like a black Beetle or something, like way back in the day, and it crashed. Apparently, he's dead. And what happened was, instead of telling the world he was dead, it caused mass hysteria. The Queen and all that were like, nah, we replace him, right? Now, ever since then, apparently the Beatles have been very symbolic with their music. Like as you see here, Sgt. Pepper, this is a funeral. And if you look just below where it says Beatles, you see the wee yellow guitar. That's a bass guitar, right? And
is it though?
Aye. It is. It's got 4 strings. You need to get a zoomed in version, but
so it does. No, I can see it.
Bloody is right. And the thing is, ever since then, the album art as well. Like Paul's wearing no shoes on the Abbey Road sessions, and Let It Be. He's the only one that's got a red box, and apparently that was the Beatles trying to tell you. Apparently George Harrison got stabbed because he wouldn't shut up.
What, about that or just in general?
Scotty Dog says, never mind Paul and the Beatles. Avril Lavigne is dead and was replaced. Right? That's another one that's quite similar.
Yep.
You ever notice that she went from being really cool music with so much substance to jumping about in a pink tutu and no one even bothered about what she's up to these days?
That's called just that's evolving with the charts. The charts just got worse and worse and worse.
But even at that point, though, the whole thing with Avril Lavigne, like her handwriting changed, and there was like so many things that changed like so quickly that kind of.
Do we know how she got done in?
Depression. I think she was overwhelmed with the limelight. I don't think she actually wanted the limelight to begin with. I think it was just too much for her.
So did she actually kill herself?
I don't know. The
answer. Avril Lavigne responds to rumors she died and was replaced. Imagine this, right?
No, I didn't.
Because the funniest thing is, right? I know G. Tom Mac, right? Gerard McMahon, who knows Paul McCartney's family. He's really good friends with Paul McCartney's sister. And I sat in a car with him and was like, "Is Paul dead?" Right? And he's like, "No way. We heard about that. And they thought that was funny, but he's not dead. He never died." So I don't know. Imagine you are like who you are. Imagine J-Mac, you're a famous singer.
He's dead now, though.
No. Paul McCartney, no, he's still kicking about. I mean, the real one?
I don't know. Like, he looks a bit like a zombie to me.
But imagine you're reading that about yourself online, like that you died and somebody took your place. I'd be like, "Man, I'm no dead. Look, man, I'm no dead."
Heather, come and read this shit.
Look, it says I'm dead.
Once you've read this shit, I'll show you the stuff to say about you.
It says a few years ago, a conspiracy surfaced online forums that Avril Lavigne had died and been replaced by a doppelganger named Melissa. The theory claims that Lavigne, fed up being a celebrity, hired a body double to represent her at public events, which could be very real. Speculators theorize that the singer actually died at some point between the release of 2002's Let Go and 2004's Under My Skin. By the way, both albums are fucking bangers, right? So she wasn't dead between there. She definitely made those two albums, right? She made those two albums, the real her, with the record company deciding to hire Melissa as Avril Lavigne full-time. Imagine that. Here, Avril's dead. There's a job opening. The rumors date back to 2005 and are believed to have. Imagine like changing it up that much that folk are like, "She's dead."
I don't know, man.
It's just a dumb internet rumor, and I'm flabbergasted that people bought into it. Isn't that so weird? She said, "It's so dumb, and I look exact same. On one hand, everyone is like, 'Oh my god, you look the same,' and the other people are like, 'Oh my god, she died.'"
Well, I'm glad she put that statement out to clear everything up.
Aye.
Know, right?
That really irons out all the kinks in that theory.
Here's the thing, Scotty Dog says that was the boys for Sum 41 and Nickelback dumped her because she wasn't the real one. Wasn't the real one. So
I think Nickelback have got that power.
You've got to be at a low point to go out with Chad Kroger, Louis. Come on.
She was married to him, but she was married to Derek Whibley.
Look at this doppelganger.
Hey, we could probably try and get her on the show, but
Avril Lavigne's fucking deed.
Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love her.
I think her first two albums were phenomenal, soundtrack to their childhood. But her music got pish when she came out with the Pink Tutu and stuff. I totally checked out.
She just released a new song not long ago with Youngblood that's actually not bad. But... Well,
that
I could probably get behind. But this,
why have people got such stupid names now?
Youngblood,
Youngblood.
He's a cool guy, but
doesn't even spell it right though.
No, boy,
spell it right, and I might have a bit of respect. A bit of me would like to go, "That's a creative decision." Another part of me goes, "He's probably just thick as fuck."
No, a boy from our town is in Youngblood. He's the writer and guitarist. Adam.
Aye, is Youngblood the name of the band?
Well, it's like him.
It's like Prince.
His
Prince
persona.
A band, but it's still Prince. Aye.
Like Bon Jovi.
Yes, like Bon Jovi.
Okay.
So
was his mum like Mrs. Blood?
Mrs. Blood.
Old Blood, surely.
Old Blood. Yeah. Old Blood. Avril Lavigne. Now,
Kayla was actually just telling me just before this. Well, apparently the same theory is about. There's one about Taylor Swift as well.
That she's panning off.
She also died. Well, not she's dead, but she was a clone.
Mate, did you see that thing with Katy Perry where her eyes like, wig, and she's like, fucking slap, and starts working again? Some Black Mirror shit.
Aye.
I don't know. I think she just learned how to do that. to cause a stir.
Just to freak people out.
Aye. It's like the internet will fucking love this.
Aye.
Folk might stop looking at my tits for 2 seconds and look at my eyes.
They were wrong. No one noticed the eye.
Even when they tell the story, did you see Katy Perry's winking tits? Eyes.
No.
Big googly eyes. I mean, no.
See, if anybody, what we're looking for tonight is someone with someone to come and put the flagpole in the sand and go, I stand by this, and here's why, and present it to us, right? So we can be like, and try and poke holes in it, and you can be like, no, because I find myself being the guy that sits on the fence always. I always sit on the fence with it. Scotty Dog says Katy Perry has eyes. It does sound like a face. Red Gruel says, hi, I want to offer promotion for your channel. Viewers follow. Blah, blah, motherfucking blah, man. No, Red Gruel. No, thanks.
What made you think this was the best way to approach us with something like that?
In fact,
during a live show.
Red Gruel, the link is in the description. It's in the comments, right?
Come here, chat.
Jump on the show, right? And talk to us. If you do it, then maybe we'll go for your...
See on conspiracies, right? Kev, you might. Yeah. I don't think you ever met him, to be honest with you. It was our old place of work. One of my one of the managers of that area was like a proper conspiracy, like human, like just
human,
full on advocate of everything's a lie, and that's it. Like, was one of these people that like fully invested in common law, like, and now like signed his name. We're like, just it was that and their trademark sign because he wasn't a mister or whatever. And he gave me something right before he left, and I've kept it.
What?
I told you that in confidence. He gave me something before he left, and I've kept it just as a
keepsake.
Well, every now and again, I think that I'm losing it, and I've gone a bit mental. I look at this, and I'm like, as you know, bit of a science nut, like, and I'm all up for like Venn diagrams that explain how things link and all that. I'm all up for that. I have never seen one. This one's on conspiracies, and I have never seen anything so intricate in my life.
Oh yeah, I think you showed me this before, or a picture of it.
I showed you it a while ago. Yeah,
mate, he made that.
I don't know if he made it or if I think he got it off somewhere. But he was also a massive David Icke. David Icke? His name?
Yeah. We should get him on, by the way.
Huge David Icke fan and all these kind of things. So every now and again, I'm like, what do I fancy having a wee giggle at today? And I'll just have a wee look at something.
Oh, please rattle them off.
Oh, like we've got Tibetan rainbow body ascension. The Vatican's link to Lucifer, which is just everything. Reptilians, the inner earth civilizations, holistic healing, secret space programs, the Secret Space Program Alliance.
Well, some of them seem fairly straightforward.
The Solar Wardens of the U.S. Space Force.
I'm the Solar Warden of the U.S. I can't even say it. And you will listen to me, God damn it!
And I have come to shag your granny.
There is actually one in this called the Galactic Federation, which I'm pretty sure has been nicked from Star Wars. But it does have things in it that we've spoke about in the past. It does have things like the Mandela effect. It does have like the ancient aliens. It's got like the ancient builder race, which is the ancient aliens theory, and all these things. So there are things on it, like the face of Mars, like that we're originally from Mars and we're not from Earth. And we basically balls Mars, and now we're trying to get back to it.
Well, by the way,
there's so much in this.
I wish that was true. I wish that was true, right? So that the scientists could just go, see Mars. Look at it. Didn't he do that here? Fuck. It's not a good idea.
Have I explained that theory to you?
Well, let me just say this before you do, right? It was always said that stuff's hidden in plain sight, right? In music and media. Well, I heard a tune when I was. Well, I was a child, right? And I heard this tune, and I always wondered about it. It was, boys come from Jupiter to get more stupider. Girls come from Mars to be pop stars. So explain that shit.
And they both come from Uranus.
Because that's how childbirth works. I mean, I think the whole thing with conspiracy theories. I think the whole thing with conspiracy theories is, I get there's a difference between connecting the dots on something that you think makes sense and just having a full belief system into something that's been proven wrong. Like the whole flat
religion
Earth thing. Well,
religion's a different one. Because there's been weird things, especially recently. I've found a few things as well. Like they potentially believe that Jeebus was a real dude.
Jeebus.
I don't say his name. I never have. I don't.
Is it Jesus? Is it not actually pronounced Jesus? Also,
it would have been. Yeah.
I mean, it would have been if he was from Mexico.
Yeah,
if he was from Mexico, it would have been pronounced Jesus.
Well, surely the fact that he was white, that was the fucking miracle. Like, come on.
And that his missus was pregnant and 3 dudes show up with gifts. There's a fucking miracle.
Oh, that was his dad. You're getting your generationals mixed up here.
Yeah, you've gone back. I mean, we know he was special, but we didn't have a thing for his mum.
That was his dad.
And the first wise men appeared and went, "Smell your maw." Sorry, Kev. I choose a really inopportune moment to do that.
Scotty Dog says he's no fucking Voldemort. You can
It's
say
not.
his name.
You shall not be named.
The belief in Jeebus has caused way more deaths than Voldemort. I'll tell you that right now.
Why? Because Voldemort couldn't even kill a fucking preschooler, man. It's Avada Kedavra.
I think that's what he said.
I suppose. Also, he couldn't. Yeah, none. I don't know. Religion. I don't. I think we're at the point now where we're kind of like, I've yet to see anything. Miracles, like, nah. I think there's more to the flat Earth thing than there is to Jesus. Flat Earth, right? Well. I don't know, right? But here's something, right? So. I'm not mental. I spent most of my years with headphones on, listening to fucking headbanger music. I didn't really read a lot on science, just what you got at school, okay? So if someone said, "Hey, the Earth's flat," right? I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, fucking no," because I've never been outside Earth, right? But I'm gonna go with the majority, right? I've never walked the full Earth. I'm gonna go with the majority, and I'll probably listen to my more scientifically minded pals, and know my friends that are just like, "Everyone's out to get you." Even though a lot of things are out to get you, just for me, it's like,
you know that old saying, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean you're no a dumb fuck.
I've never heard that one yet. I'm no paranoid, so
it'll be an old phrase soon.
Aye. So where did the flat Earth thing start? Well, it actually started many years ago, actually, because civilizations believed that the Earth was flat, right?
Yeah, a long time ago.
But that's when they genuinely believed it. That's when there was no other evidence to suggest otherwise. You know, and then the evidence comes forward that suggests otherwise, and then you just get a group of I don't know what just going, "No, it's flat, it's flat." But why would they tell us that? Cause give us a good reason. And
why would they tell us that the world's flat, or why would they
tell us that it's round if it's actually flat?
So here's what this is the answer to that, because I've asked that very question. Right,
I love it.
Right, and what they believe is that because if you put a fence up around a human being, right, they're going to climb that fence. So if there's other shit out there like other civilizations, resources, etc., right, if it is beyond there and we don't go there for whatever reason, we're contained for whatever reason, right, to tell us it was round, we wouldn't probably feel the need to explore beyond. That's there.
What's the problem exploring beyond?
That there's shit there that we're not supposed to get.
What?
I don't know.
They don't know either. They're just making up excuses to have a fucking conspiracy.
Could be. I kind of feel like I'm the one flying the flag for the flat earthers here, and I really can't.
You're the one that basically tried to convince me that there might be something to this years ago.
I never did.
You
I
did.
said
You did.
no,
And the
no,
first
no, no,
and
no.
what you said was,
Here we
mate, you
fucking
need
go.
to talk to my mate Dylan. You said you need to talk to my mate Dylan.
I always would say if somebody's got something to say, you always need to speak to them.
But
right?
you were saying it like I should really listen to him.
Well, there's things in life that we should always listen to. A fool would never hear anybody out, right? A fool, not again how it is, and that's how it is. That's a fool, right? All I'm saying is I will sit and talk to anyone about fucking anything. If you want to take a stab at convincing me that water's actually lava, right? I'm gonna listen to you. And if I think it's interesting, I'll say to my friends, you need to hear this guy. Doesn't necessarily mean it's correct, nor that I believe it. However, all I'll say is I've never been outside Earth. So it could be a fucking floating Dorito for all I know. But I will go with the science.
Right.
Kieran's like, just let me interject here.
Right. There's a couple of things on that, right? And I'm not gonna, unless you're a huge Terry Pratchett fan and you go with Discworld being possible, we're all on this little stand on top of elephants above a flying turtle. Cool, that's fine. If that is the case, fuck, I hope I'm wrong, right? I really do, because that is incredible. However, why is it? And then obviously this theory or this conspiracy leads to so many others, right? But why is it? Venus is round, Mars is round, Saturn's round, Jupiter's round, Pluto's round, the Sun's round. They're round, they're spherical, technically. Actually, they're not even spherical because it's not a complete sphere. But all of these things, except for Earth, which is a disc.
But the flat earthers believe that space doesn't exist.
Well, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. Once you start
night,
going
though,
down
right?
that route, it expands to something else, right? But, and I would, you don't have to go really far to understand that it's not flat, right? You don't. Because all you have to understand is due to looking at a landmark. You can stand in Edinburgh, right? On a clear day, you can see over to Fife. Right? You can see Dunfermline across the water. But you can only see a part of it because due to curvitural balances, it's out with your field of vision. And then you've got obviously heat radiation from the Earth and it changes your... All right, but all of that, it's actually too far away to be able to see it because half of it's too fucking far. It's too far south, right? And I've never questioned it. To me, it's a standardized thing that it's not, flat. But a couple of years ago, 2 years ago actually, maybe 3 now. Bloody hell. Michaela and I were visiting her family in Slovakia, and we went and climbed up the High Tatras, which is the mountain range between Slovakia and Poland. And we were up one of the second highest mountain you can get up without a guide. It's a mountain called Krivan, and it's one of the few times I've genuinely felt this big. When you get to the top of it and look around, it is just a ball. Like you can see the physical curvature because you're that high up.
Fisheye lens.
That's not how your
eyes are
not how your eyes work. Your eyes don't work that way.
The experts on Twitter told me so.
But these people need to read more than one book.
Do you think
the thing is, and I don't. What gets me about the whole flat Earth thing, if you take all the other information aside, whatever, if you're continually trying to prove that it's flat and you fail time and time again, surely that tells you that it's not flat.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Every time they've tried to prove it, the evidence that they get back supports the fact that it's round, and they just go, "Oh, that's kind of weird." No, it's no. You are. You are.
Yeah.
And they've got a couple comments here in the comment section that are going to move us on to other conspiracies, which we will get to, guys. We're gonna stay on this flat Earth for a wee bit. That's flat Earth.
I'm actually going to send you
a fucking blood pressure, aren't you, Kevin? That's what you're trying to do.
No,
Kevin, I'm going to send you a video I'd like you to bring up. I shall do that right now because it's one of the funniest things.
Is this the one where the guys are like, this is we'll put this laser over there, and what happens is it'll
no, it's funny. It's funnier than that.
Funnier than that.
Funnier than that. I've just sent it in the paranormal pattern.
Coolio.
So get this brought up.
All right. Well, this will get us a nice wee strike or what?
I don't care.
I think this whole episode's getting us a strike, to be honest with you.
I know. We've just said the Jeebus wasn't real.
Oh, there's more evidence to say that what was that?
Oh, no, it wasn't. I wondered what that sound was. Right, here we go. I'm going to bring this up. Share screen. Here we go. And let's hope it plays the audio. Can you guys hear this audio?
No, as always.
No.
Hold on, give me 1 sec. Try that. I try that again.
Oh wait, I hope that
Share
one I sent you just a silly.
There we go. You hear that now?
So this is a flat earther trying to prove that the Earth is flat. Essentially by freezing.
Mad, mate.
What's happening?
See when somebody's name is hyphenated mad. So what does he do? Shoots his cell into the air?
Yeah, this guy built a homemade rocket, strapped it to the back of a fucking lorry, launched himself up into the stratosphere, and quickly fell to his death. Is that the end of the video?
Aye.
Oh man, you need to uncut one.
It died. I'll assume the death wasn't because of the cover.
No, I think the death is due to the fact that gravity, which is another thing they don't believe in, took the better of him.
Well, I've been on the whole gravity argument as well.
I've
again though,
well.
I wish there was someone here that was like die-hard flat earther, because they would hit you with all the stuff. I've watched a lot. There's a guy on YouTube called his channel's called Beyond the Imaginary Curve, and I've watched him argue it out with people that are really, really scientific, and they can't get past them.
The thing is, right, and I have to admit, I'm the same as you, Kev. I've spent quite a bit of time watching things like that, and if there was a part of me that genuinely had any doubts, and I was to start watching that, I think it probably would be enough to sway your judgment.
Yeah.
The only difference is I'm actually intelligent. So,
well, can I liken this to something, right? And this brings me to this next point, which Andy Gibbs says. Did you hear conspiracy theory that the ship that sank wasn't the Titanic, but the sister ship? They were swapped last minute due to a fault on the Titanic. So rather than cancel its maiden voyage, the kitted sister ship, right? So yes, I did hear that. And I watched a big documentary all about it, saying essentially that there was an issue with it. And then there's also that theory that a lot of the bankers were on the Titanic and it sunk not because it was an accident, but because it was planned, right? You can go down that road as well. But we're going to stick here to the sister ship. I watched a full documentary. I was like, oh, mind blown. Everything made sense. Yeah, right? Then right at the very end, it was like that. And just so you know, this whole documentary was just a lie to show you'll believe anything. It was all pish.
Same thing happened to me with mermaids.
I felt so cheated. I was like, this was so good though. I thought I knew.
Yeah.
I thought I knew.
But it just shows you how easily people can twist facts and even make facts up that you will believe just because it happens to be on TV.
I mean, there was the thing is there are facts to that. I'm pretty sure there was a sister ship that was what was it called? The Olympus? Is that what it was called?
The Olympic.
Olympic, that was it.
The
so
Olympic,
there was a sister ship, and I'm pretty sure there was a bit of damage to the one of them or something like that. But I like this as a theory that it actually was swapped over and all that, and it was an inside insurance job, like everything else is.
Yeah,
you know,
and the fact that was it JP Morgan were the ones that benefited because all the other bankers were on that and they died.
Yeah,
guys, 2 seconds.
That's right. We have another comment here, Stephen McKinley. Nice to have you here, Stephen. Not think you've been on the show yet. Flight 77 that flew into the Pentagon. Not Disney, because that was a fucking rocket. And that, right, where I will put my fucking poll in is this shit, right? Yeah. Too much, right? They're telling you, right, and just for the purposes of the tape, nothing we say here is to be validated. It's all for entertainment purposes only, nor do we believe any of this. This is just all patter. Right? Anyways.
It's in the name, patter.
Right. See, they're saying that people were identified from like bone fragments that are the same size as a fingernail clipping, right? Yet the fucking terrorist passports were found in a couple of streets away from the buildings. Get fucked, man.
Hey guys, look what I found.
Oh, it's the
thing is, right?
It's already in an evidence bag. It's already in a bag.
Fucked, man. The black box was gone. The first ever in history, and I'm no specialist here. If there is one that would like to correct us here, I believe so many different people in the building industry have said never has a building ever fell like that. That is controlled as fuck, right?
Yeah,
and then I also prepared this, right, which was the cherry on top. This here is a clip of the news reporting that Building 7, there were several buildings that went down that day, by the way, all controlled demolitions, right? That they don't get talked about, only the 2 buildings that do. And this reporter, who doesn't know anything about New York, is claiming that Tower 7 has gone down, and it's actually still standing behind her. So she knew before it went down that it was going down, and she reported it before it had even gone down. Check this shit out.
Now about that from our correspondent Jane Stanley. Jane, what more can you tell us about the Salomon Brothers building and its collapse?
Well, only really what you already know. Details are very, very sketchy. As you can see behind me, the Trade Center appears to be still burning. We see these huge clouds of smoke and ash, and we know that behind that there's an empty piece of what was a very familiar New York skyline, a symbol of the financial prosperity of this city, but completely disappeared now, and New York is still unable to take on board what has happened to them today.
Presumably there were very few people in the Salomon building when it collapsed. I mean, there were, I suppose, fears of possible further collapses around the area.
That's what you would hope, because they don't really know where to turn. That's the very sad thing. I think there's going to be a lot of very, very traumatized people that has hit them very, very hard.
Jane, I think many of us, when we heard the news, perhaps on the radio earlier today, were completely flabbergasted by it and just couldn't comprehend it. I mean, it was...
I've got a few things to see there. Right. First of all, even the way she's reading that report, she doesn't seem like a normal newsreader. Right.
No.
I'm not into the whole conspiracy thing, but there's a few wee red flags in this one. She seems like she's acting. Seems like she's reading lines, not for a teleprompter, but for a script that she's been given before. Also, there isn't a lot of delay in him speaking and her replying, which there always was in the news back then when somebody was in another country. There really isn't much. There's really no much delay there. And then the wee bit at the end where it all went fuzzy and the camera moved, and that was just like, oh, let's pretend there's a glitch in the... It's like, come on, man.
That's bullshit.
And
what was it?
What I would say is there's a good chance that she is not in New York. She's in another studio in the BBC building, trying to make it look like she's in New York, which is a very normal thing to do. And that the feed that's behind her isn't live. So that could totally debunk the fact that that building's still there.
But that went out on TV before the building went down.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That the images behind her, they could be 7 minutes behind, something like that.
But she's reporting that the building's down. She's reporting the building's down.
So what? Sorry, but what J-Mac's saying is, in theory, the building could be, but the feed behind her's not caught up to real-time events, and as that's gone out, it's a possibility.
But they've got no delay in the fucking feed. Okay.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
I'm sorry, but 2 minutes. Right? Okay. If it was the only thing to pick out, but there's
I'm playing Jeebus' advocate here, right? I'm playing the good side.
Right.
Jesus advocate.
I can't. There's so much surrounding that. So much surrounding that whole.
I was down a big rabbit hole. I was down a big rabbit hole in this years ago as well, and I was at the point where I believed the YouTube video that said there weren't even any planes that hit the towers. I believed that for a good solid few days. Then I told my mum about it, and she quickly put me in my place by saying, "Don't be so stupid, Jordan." And that was it. That was the end of my belief.
A death ray or something like that.
Yeah, and also that the buildings collapsed because of small nuclear weapons that were placed under the buildings. Well, and that would cause that shockwave and the dustification of the steel beams in the building.
There was apparently, I've heard this from several different sources, right? There was people in painting the building with shit. Like the week of. Also, there was a
paint.
big. No, it wasn't paint. It was asbestos or some shit like that, right? There also was a big, huge insurance claim put in, like an update in the insurance the week of. Also, how many? See that
2
building
days
that was
before,
apparently down.
is it not?
And that building that went down, that's still no down. When the news reporter's saying it, that was their financial, like that shit, like covered up that they'd lost like 3 trillion. That just went to nowhere.
3.2 trillion, I think they'd lost. And
Right.
they released a report a week before to say we've lost it. Everyone was like, "Well, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?" Oh, look,
Boom.
oh, no.
They also said that it said Building 7 fell down because it was on fire.
Yeah.
If you look at the video, there's like a smoke machine in one window. It's like if the building couldn't stand a trash can fire, then there's no chance it would have stood for as long as it did before it fell down.
Do you know the Empire State Building was hit with a plane years and years ago? And look at the picture. It didn't fucking it didn't turn into ash. It was just like, well, it's still a building. Do you know what I mean? I think we're all agreeing here that there's some. Here's the big part of it, right? What and who, right?
Yeah.
They've done such a shady fucking job of covering it up, right? It's not a case of how was it done or if it was done. It was who the fuck done it, right? Was it George Bush? Don't know, right? But after that, they went to look for weapons of mass destruction. Didn't find any. Completely fucking totaled Iran. What was it? They chose not to accept $1, the Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
Did you see the video that suggested that the only reason that George Bush invaded Iraq was because he couldn't spell Afghanistan?
Well, probably.
That's probably very true.
And even at this Pentagon as well, no one ever saw a plane. Even if you look at the footage, there's no fucking plane. There's no plane was recovered. Oh, it just turned into ash. Fuck off. Not didn't they? The street. They even said for it to come in at that fucking angle, they've re-thingied it like a wee
recreation
simulation, right? It would have had to have taken out fucking lampposts and shit that were still standing, right? It was a fucking missile.
And I'm sure that all the planes were supposed to have been flown by pilots that couldn't pass a test in a Cessna.
Yeah.
Yeah, they managed to hit those targets.
And it just happened that the entire New York fire brigade were away on a train day out off the island and all that. Like they're away and then like it's
police being told to stand down, etc.
There's too much to it.
And here's another thing. America.
I just imagine them on the Batman Lego movie, just heading to that training exercise, and the guy's like, "Hey, those are such nice guys. I hope nothing bad happens today." And they're in the truck on the way to their training exercise. Nothing bad ever happens to me.
The thing is, like, I spent a bit of time out in America, and I lived there for a while and stuff, and like they have this sheer thing that the whole conspiracy just doesn't exist. It happened. It was the Taliban, and that's it. There is no questioning that. That does not exist.
It's.
I
think that sometimes the conspiracy theories can be looked into too much, and that sometimes it is a much simpler story. But there's just been so much came out, even in official documents, since they make you go, "This is a bit fishatronic."
I think one of the cool things that was like, I say cool, fucking hell, right? One of the interesting things about it is when people
good save.
Yeah. It was people started seeing the devil's face and the ash clouds coming up.
Oh, I seen that. No, I seen that.
Cool. That was cool. I have to
pareidolia.
Correct, pareidolia. Absolutely.
Maybe, but it fucking looks like it, by the way.
But it is just well construed together. Well, I must say the movie with Nicolas Cage, when he is one of the firefighters, fantastic movie.
Yeah.
I never really watched it.
Fantastic.
Did you ever see the other one? I think it was Charlie Sheen and Whoopi Goldberg that were in it, where it was people stuck in a lift in one of the buildings on 9/11.
No.
Apparently it was fucking awful. I need to see that now.
I didn't know that was a thing. Right, I'll come out.
Did you see that joke Jimmy Carr told about Pete Davidson's dad who died?
Aye.
Yep.
I did.
Talk about a roast. That was fucking.
It's Pete Davidson, though. What do you want?
It's like I'm not here to roast your dad, Pete. That happened in 2001. Fucker, man. Ray Faust says, "Hey guys, this is Janice. Hey Janice, and hey
Hi,
Ray.
Janice.
You know you always watch
Hey.
along too.
Yep.
JJ Malloy. All right, Jordan, give me a shout out right now. You better fucking do it.
What's
You've been
happening,
warned.
laptop?
You've been warned.
If you want to know why I called him laptop, he's a very small policeman. So he's a small PC. Although I think he has been promoted since. So, but
Oh, nice.
thanks for tuning in.
It's easier to fool people than convince them they have been fooled. Correct. Janice says, "Okay, I'm here on my account now. Lol. Hey guys, Janice.
Hey, Janice.
Chris Spillane. Hi, Chris. So we're invaded by aliens on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny stuff going on there.
Yeah.
Do you know? Here's the thing that like, there's been some UFOs shot down in the last few days, right?
No Chinese
Yeah.
balloons.
Well, first one was a Chinese balloon. Second one was cylindrical in shape and didn't resemble the first one, but did. That's the
Yeah.
official story.
Yeah.
And there was another one shot down today. Now, what I would say is that of all the places, if you are aliens, right, of all the places to show yourself, why America? They are just going to shoot you down. Show yourself
you a
above the
samurai
UK.
sword.
At least they'll put you in a hotel for a few weeks till they decide what to do with you.
Stop telling them. Aye. Well, thanks for tuning in tonight, Chris. Thanks the first time. Do you know?
Absolutely.
Does anybody here know Chris? No.
Nope.
Nah.
No, the fact that he gives a shit about Super Bowl Sunday would suggest he's probably American.
Ah, yeah. I
Um,
like
'cause
his
it's
profile
not-
picture.
It's not really anything we care about much over here. I wish we did. I tried to watch American football, or as they call it, football, about 5-6 years ago. I just did not understand what the fuck was going on.
My
the game just-
introduction was
I
Ace
mean,
Ventura, Pet Detective. They're little cookies.
What that water boy?
You know, they're little footballs. Laces
I mean,
out.
like, I don't dislike American football. It's not something I pay attention to. Like my brother now
They do
loves it.
work.
But
Nah, I like rugby. It's a man sport.
Is that not just American football?
Aye, without
No.
the pads. and a lot of different
Look,
rules.
lads, less rules and less breaks.
And something that Scotland have actually been good at. We beat England last weekend and we beat Wales yesterday. And we beat Wales astonishingly well.
Here is
so-
another theory for you, okay? All right, everybody, let's get on this one. The moon landing, man. They done it once, never done it again.
Aye, they did. They just didn't put it
Yeah,
on
they
the
did.
telly.
Well, did they do it the first time?
Yes.
There's
would
a
say
really
yes.
there's a good movie on Netflix. I can't remember what it's called, but it's about the boy that was in charge of the moon landing and stuff, and they fucking done him in because he was like, "He's didn't he? We faked it," and they were like, "You fucking better not tell anyone." And he's like, "I'm telling folk," and they're like, "We're fucking chasing you," and then they done him in and made it that he done his selling. I think American football is stupid. Janice.
I think Janice does go. She does go against the grain with American culture. I think. I love Janice.
There's a reason why we love you. Like, it's just-
Good Janice, man. I don't know. They say they went to the moon and there was no pictures of stars. Kieran, why can I not see pictures of stars in the pictures of the moon?
Exposure.
because you have to dampen the exposure because there's less, light and yeah. That's what I would put it down to.
I don't know. I just
You'd-
think if they'd done it back then, you'd be able to do it now, surely.
But then what again? But what for?
But
what
the
purpose?
Tories stole
For
all the
what
money.
purpose?
Can't he put anybody in space now?
But for what purpose though? Like, there's nothing to attain. We can't take any minerals from it. We can't do any mining. We can't derail it because as soon as we knock it out of orbit, we're fucked. So we can't do anything to the moon. So there's no purpose to go.
Mhm.
Well, sometimes people will walk up and just kick a dandelion for no reason out of the grass. And that dandelion's dead, right? Some just kick it for no reason.
You've just taken
when
out the
people do
flower
stuff
part
for
of
no
it.
reason.
You've just taken the flower part of it. The base structure of the root system's still going.
But they don't know that.
So you've just enhanced the grazing effect to make plants sturdier, stronger, and grow lower to the ground.
I love having a smart person on this show.
So class.
But you're absolutely right. People do things for no reason because there's an opportunity to do it. But again, like we've done the moon landing thing. So what was the purpose?
Well, Scotty says that Buzz Aldrin was seen kicking about on Earth when he was meant to be on the moon.
Right? There was some other guy that looked like him saw kicking about.
Well, I don't know.
Are we back to this clone thing again?
No, we couldn't just go back to the fact that people look like folk. Fucking Jesse in the corner there. Fucking Craig, not Craig, down the bottom there. And Ron fucking Perlman up here.
No. No, I don't know. Like, I'm calling bullshit. Like, say if someone said to you, right? Someone says to you, £1 million, right? This is what I'm going to ask you after everything we discuss here. £1 million, right? And if you get yes or no, and if you're right, you get the cash. If not, all your family's dead, right? And they say the moon landing was a thing, right? Correct. Would you say yes or no? I'd say, do you know what? I'm going to go with no, right? I will bet that they fucking didn't, right? I'm just going with my own.
We gathered here today to celebrate the lives of the Wells family.
Fuck off. You guys would say that it definitely did.
I think I'd go with it.
There's parts of it that don't make sense.
Right, which is why.
Well, no. There's a difference between saying that they didn't go to the moon or that the video that they left was fake.
Yeah,
because there's a big possibility that you could try and film on the moon and it wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
so I'll go with the fact that it did happen. I think there's a big possibility it did happen, but I know that there's some questionable things within the video, like the flag movements.
And Janice just says there, if they were there if they were the first, then how could they film the landing?
Right, Marie's converted me. It never happened.
Stan. We've changed it all.
Scotty says it was all just a race to show who was the superior nation, which I've heard. How could they send someone to the moon in a time where they didn't even have iPhones? Facts.
Still had computers.
They never had a lot of things back then.
Yeah, they didn't have a fucking spaceship that could take them to the moon. That's what they didn't have. Maybe the civilization already there and filmed it. Janice is coming.
Ancient aliens again. We're being watched.
I have seen some questionable things on the NASA space station live feed. I would say that. The fact that there was a video of a mouse running about on the outside of it.
And you could see the fucking wires on somebody's fucking suit.
I'll send it to you now, and we'll see what you think of this. Because when I saw it, it's probably the only video that really made me go, that is a bit weird.
I love ancient.
Whoa! No wait, all you've done is just prove it's a clanger.
What's that?
All you've done is prove the existence of the clangers.
Hang on. Let's see if I can find this.
He's not getting this. He's not getting it.
Is that biker mice? No.
No, the clangers were the wee mice that lived on the moon.
Oh no, sorry. This wasn't for NASA. This is the SpaceX launch.
Musk.
Elon Mouse. Right. Hang on. Right, I've sent it to you. So, this one kind of made me scratch my head a wee bit. I was like, that is interesting. And it's not like it's something that looks like a mouse. It could be something else. It seems to me like there's definitely some form of small mouse-like rodent on the outside of the spaceship looking for cheese. It's
here we go.
It's pretty. Please be the right one.
Mouse and SpaceX. Fuck's the mouse.
Keep watching.
I haven't seen the mouse yet.
Stop skipping the video then, you might see it.
But it would end after I see it, no? Where's the mouse? Fuck's the mouse?
It's hovering on the fucking skip the video bar. Move it.
Where? I see no mouse. Oh, there's the mouse. Is it?
There's a mouse.
To be fair, that's really grainy on this live stream.
Is it this thing here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that mouse thing that moves.
That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way. Yes,
Where's the mouse?
when there is a wrong to right, Mighty Mouse will join the fight. On the sea or on the land, he gets the situation well in hand.
No, I've seen no mouse. Did any of you see a mouse?
I wonder if it's just the quality through the stream that's no great.
Hmm.
We've lost you.
Perhaps.
There we
Perhaps
go.
we need
I
to
think-
find a video of that. Scott says, "Did you see the video of the boy that dressed up as a gorilla and hid?"
Yes.
What's funny about that is I saw that and I thought, well, I didn't think this. I'm not that clever, but somebody commented on it saying one of the things they're really careful about when they're launching a shuttle or a spaceship is weight and excess weight. Do you really think they'd let him on with a gorilla costume?
Absolutely. For that alone. Absolutely. What about all the...
It'd be a cool thing to do after hypersleep.
Absolutely. Oh, man. We've mutated. We've lost Kev.
That never happens.
I went out of sync.
All right.
There we go.
What do you
back.
make of the video of the apparent door that was found on the Mars rover live feed?
I would think it looks too much like a door for it to be a door. Now, bear with me on that. bear with me on that one. I seriously doubt
It looks
that
like a sheep and Baz like a sheep. It's a cow.
No sheep. I just think that other civilizations probably don't have the same door designs as we do.
No.
Unless it's in fact.
Can't see them in Mars being like, wait, where's my 2-bolt hinges? Come on.
I know. Who's seen my 10mm socket? Fuck's sake. But look at Star Trek. It's the doors. I'd imagine other civilizations that could survive on other planets have probably got technology that goes beyond a bit of wood on a hinge.
Well, let's talk a wee bit about what happened in our civilization in Dallas, Texas.
This is my favorite.
Come on, that's not even a conspiracy. That boy was shot in the Napa, right? And it was totally not Lee Harvey Oswald, right?
No, I mean, I'm not saying that he wasn't involved, but there was definitely more than one shooter involved in that.
The driver.
I've seen that actually. There is a video that looks like the driver kind of turns around and just fucking shoots him.
Fuck off.
Mate, look it up and bring it up.
There is an angle that looks... I wouldn't say it is the angle that his head goes pop, but it does look like that.
Yeah.
Nice with the intel. It was a mob hit.
Big Jack Ruby.
Aye, if the mob are paid by the CIA, absolutely.
Have you seen the film JFK?
Yes.
Has that got Harrison Ford in it?
No, Kevin Costner, but potato, right? So
Harrison Ford, Dennis Quaid, Kevin Costner, same person.
Secret Service dude in the same car, accidental shot.
He's like, oh fuck! This is the one thing I shouldn't have done.
Everyone round up the babushka lady. She's seen it all.
I could just see the driver sitting next to him was just like, "What the fuck's happening, man?" He's like, "Oh man, I shot JFK in the face."
We see. Scotty says Jackie did it. We get this right. See, so many, even like the best considered the best sniper shooter in the world has gone and tried to redo that shot. Says there's
with
no
the
way
same
in hell,
gun. With the same gun.
The same gun. Says there's no way in hell that he could ever get that shot, let alone somebody with less training. This was the time that Jesse Ventura said, "They've killed our president and I lost faith in my government." This was the changing of the time for Jesse Ventura. He's all up in this. There's no way in hell that shot was taken from the library.
I love Jesse. He's fucking mental, isn't he?
A different planet.
Phenomenal.
I live off the grid.
Cerveza.
I live off the grid, but still do television appearances.
Janice says, in America, almost everything is run by the mob in one form or another. At least that's what I think. Hope they don't come for me.
Janice, if you don't tune in next week, we're going to be really fucking worried about you.
We'll know what happened, but we won't be able to say
She'll
it.
tune in and goes, sorry guys, just wanted to scare the shit out of you. But yeah, I think there is a lot of really fishy stuff in the whole JFK thing. The magic bullet thing was amazing. It's obviously heavily featured in the film towards the end. It was this magic bullet that I think it caused 7 bullet wounds, and it was all for different angles. And they found that bullet. They found the slug in pristine condition in the car, which wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
When a bullet gets shot from a gun and hits even something as soft as bone, the bone is relatively soft compared to the metal. It destroys the bullet. So
if you need a mental image, Terminator 2, the deleted scene where she's in the wee garage and she's pulling out bullets from the T-800 and dropping them very loud on the wee metal tray. That's what they should look like.
So much that I didn't even realize they were bullets until I was about 28. I thought it was damaged bits of him from the bullets.
Speaking of someone else that was shot, right? And biggest Nirvana fan here, right? Really am. Read many books, watched everything, right? Loved every album, back to front, inside out, with its arse hanging out the lot, right? And one thing that I never ever entertained was the whole Courtney Love done it until I watched a documentary called Soaked in Bleach.
Done it.
Soaked in Bleach actually really makes you question, wait a fucking minute. Everybody needs to check that out.
Can I just get? I've just sent you the diagram of the magic bullet path of destruction. If you fancy bringing that up,
aye,
it's pretty spectacular. Right?
Yes.
What the official report says this bullet did.
The thing is,
here it is.
Oh my god!
There we go.
Yeah.
Bullet hole, tie a knot.
Tie knot. It got him in the neck.
Yep.
X under right nipple. Aya.
So this had one entry point, and then it bounced, and then it had an exit point at the neck, and then it had another entry point into the armpit, another one into the wrist, another one into the other side of the wrist, and then it went down into his fucking knee. As they said in the movie, I quote Kevin Costner here, it's some bullet.
The thing is, it's I don't know. There's another thing that over time there's been so much released on it that it's almost too obvious that it's something more than that. There's a letter they wrote about saying that he was going to pull apart the CIA, wanted to disband it all and all that, like a week before it happened.
And he wanted to get them Vietnam.
Yeah, get them out of Vietnam.
Yeah, there was so much to it, like, and then you're like, but one bullet can do that. And don't be wrong,
we cannot have a president that wants to take us out of a war.
Nope. Certainly not when your nation's built on guns. But I've seen military guys that have said, "Look, I was saved."
No offense, America.
A bullet hit I don't know, hit flask. We'll call it hit flask because we're all alkies. Hit flask in the pocket, and it's ricocheted the bullet elsewhere. I don't know if JFK was just littered with them. He had one for every occasion. He even had like a wee loose one that went around his neck. It's possible.
So his name wasn't JFK; it was J. Alky.
Yay!
JLK. Can't believe the boy's dating with something calling him an Alky.
Have you ever watched the Zapruder film, Kevin?
I think I've seen a wee bit at some point.
It's horrible. It's like, it's freely available on YouTube as well, by the way, and you properly see his head explode. I don't know why that's allowed on YouTube, but
I don't know.
But we're sometimes
aren't.
Maybe that's what we need to start doing. Just every episode.
Just show the Zapruder film back into the left, back into the left.
I mean, it does actually like bumper like balloon it.
Hi, I mean, it's just, it looks like that door on Mars opens in his head. And like bits of his brain just rolled down his shoulder. It's fucking horrible.
It's awful.
And his wee missus is like, "Oh my god, no!
Yep.
I better get his life insurance papers out of the boot."
Gotta make money somehow.
What do you guys think of chemtrails? Have you heard the theory of chemtrails?
Oh, what a lot of shite.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Am I right in thinking that even on the gov.uk website it tells you that they are?
I guarantee you it's not.
Right? Because what was it Hitler done? He poisoned the water.
Yeah, you can do that. You can put silver nitrate into the sky to promote rain. Like there's ways to adjust atmospheric pressure that can manipulate cloud formations and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely. But when you're flying a plane with a jet engine in a cold air, you know what it's like with the back of your car. You turn on your car on a cold day. What does it do? It leaves trails.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different in the sky, except the sky's bloody cold.
Yeah, and the air's a lot thinner, so it takes a longer time for the vapor to dissipate.
Yeah, it's unless it's a windy day. Ironically enough, chemtrails don't exist. How apparent is that?
We're going to prove that chemtrails exist. Windy day. That's strange. We might have to revisit this.
On that, on the weird stuff in the sky, and I actually just told Michaela about this earlier on. Don't know if you have seen anything about the big toxic cloud thing that's leaving Ohio. It's heading across the eastern part of America.
No.
I've seen the wee thing on that.
Yeah, so basically it's this a train that was derailed and basically they just burnt it to kind of get rid of the crap. But what it's done is released a lot of like carcinogenic chemicals into the air, and it's this huge big chemical cloud. It's massive, and they've started to evacuate like wee towns and stuff, where people are doing it themselves. But there's no media presence. The police are beating down all the media to stop them from filming it or anything like that. You know, like the Americans are good at. And it's basically it's been shut out so that people don't know about it. But it's all over Reddit, ironically enough, because it's not policed. But it's mental, absolutely mental.
Like, who decided to do that?
I don't know. I think it was from what I've read, it's government trained, but like I don't know whether who decided it was a bad idea.
Well, I think that the things that actually really matter are never in the news. Never in the news.
No.
The news is just a propaganda machine to keep us all scared and compliant, and I 100% believe that now. I never used to, but that's why I've stopped watching the news. I've not watched the news for
absolutely.
Do you remember when
easily 6 months, maybe a year?
I'll not say the name of it because we'll get banned just for mentioning it, right? We'll get red flagged and stuff. But do you remember when a certain vid kind of kicked about in 2019, right? Mm-hmm. Before it came here and the world shut down, we're seeing tanks going through America, right? Tank after tank after tank. We're seeing people falling in the streets like, right?
What were they doing?
It was like
no, you never done that second one with the same gusto. I need to see the first one again.
Fuck off.
Oh, yeah.
Spot on, though.
You're going to replay it. You've got to be the same caliber.
You're seeing people like dying like something in a movie, right? And then it happens here, and it's like, and by the way, no disrespect to anybody that did. Like, it wasn't for everybody. But very, very sad the people that did kind of lose the battle to that. But on the whole, it wasn't what they sold to us. It wasn't. And shut everything down. No, I don't. I just didn't get it because it was all being reported like. And
well, the thing is, it was all reported as
we're setting up these camps and that, and they're fucking empty. I know people that worked in hospitals, right? And they're saying the NHS are overrun and blah blah blah. It was fucking empty. It was empty.
Do you know what? The NHS is always at breaking point. That's what it's always at. It has been like that for probably at least 25 years. The NHS has been at breaking point, and even more so because the fucking Tories won't piss off. They are systematically destroying the NHS to make it look unfit for purpose so that they can privatize it. It's been on the agenda for any time that these fuckheads have been in office, right? And yes, we are. And and it's happening now. I've started seeing. Remember, like private healthcare has been about for a while. It's a company in the UK called Bupa, and it has been accepted that if you do want to pay a bit of money, you can skip some queues, right? You've got Bupa, right? I've started seeing new companies pop up and advertising on TV. It's fucking happening. We're going to end up at the state in this country where it costs, like in America, I think the average cost to have a baby is about $35,000. And that's what's going to happen here because we've let it happen.
Yeah.
We just sit and take it up the arse in this country. I don't fucking get it. And this aspiration to be like America is it's such a flawed aspiration. America is not a good country to live in. It's not a good country to be in unless you have money. And that is exactly what's going to happen here. And I just want to say to anybody that votes Tory, go fuck yourself and your dad. There you go.
I'm with him.
He says the birth rate here has stopped significantly since the corona hit. Also, stillbirths and miscarriages are on the rise. It'll be that damn vaccine. You just hit the nail on the head, Jay. And there's an American kind of.
Yep.
We watch America fondly from where we sit. They probably watch us. I wonder what they think of us.
Honestly, see being there, and I know I've said that a few times, whatever. See, like the internal monologue is totally different from what we see as an outside perspective. It is completely different. Like their internal politics views, what they are fed, and what's around them on a day-to-day basis, and then we see it from an outside, and it's twisted slightly, or it's a skewed view, or all of these kind of things. It's just it's bizarre.
Shane, LMAO, laughing my ass off. I don't want to be here, laughing my ass off. This place is shit. Do you mean the podcast or America?
He's talking about America. He can't be talking about this podcast. This is fucking top level stuff that we're doing here.
No, we were saving the world, god damn it.
No, absolutely, and that's the thing is, we're not saying that you are as dumb as you are made out to be. Well, that's not true. The traveling American is thick as fuck, but the general American public are actually quite clever. But it's the internal system that you are fed. I mean, you come out here, you realise that you are a laughing stock of the planet.
Do you know the funny thing that I noticed about, like, my honeymoon was in Florida, right? And the funny thing about America is you can meet American tourists in America. You don't get that anywhere else, right? You don't get that anywhere else. But I got talking to this guy at the bar one night. He was an older guy. He looked like Santa Claus. I don't know. He might have been grooming me. I don't know. But
did you get a thumb up your arse?
No, just a pinky. But anytime he was going to tell me anything, he would go, here's a funny story. It was never funny.
No.
That's the thing that sticks in my head. Here's a funny story.
To be fair,
he would also say long story short and follow it by a fucking long story.
I was in Spain. Right? I met these people from Hull in England, right? And they're like this. The kids are like this to their dad. Do it, Dad. Do it. And he's like, okay. Are you ready for my tag impression? Here we go. Right? And they're like, go, Dad. It's so great. It's so great. Right? And I'm like, okay, go for it. He's like, there's been a murder. I'm like, that was fucking shit, man. That was fucking shit. That was like the worst. That was like the absolute worst. Hey, we have someone on the show, Shane LMAO. Where are you? You're coming to us from America.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. I just dropped in. I didn't even know I'd be in the podcast.
Yeah, of course.
Startled.
No, but there's no half measures. As soon as you're in, you're in. That's it.
I'm just in. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
It's daytime over there in America. That's how.
Yeah. What time is it where you are? I know there's like 3 or 4 different time zones in the US. So.
Yeah, it's 2:20. I'm in Vegas right now.
Right Vegas. On the other side.
Have you ever been to the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop?
Oh yeah, I mean, so the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop, they have a storefront, but that's actually not where they film all of it. It's actually done in the studio in Burbank.
It's a conspiracy.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And did you ever see Chum-Lee and Rick?
You've got it.
I think.
What's up?
Did you ever see Chum-Lee or Rick or any of the guys? No.
Rick, at my last property I used to work at, he used to be a regular there. Always a really good guy. Chumley would come in every now and again. He was very involved in like sneakers and whatnot, which is a cool thing he does. Yeah, they're regulars.
Man, that's awesome.
So what do you do for a living, mate?
I'm currently a manager for the call center at Resorts World.
Oh, nice.
Doxing myself,
Right.
but you know, whatever.
It's all right. We don't say anything that gets anybody into trouble except us.
Yeah,
So it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good job. It's stressful, but it pays the bills. Honestly.
Yeah.
The worst part is that speaking on the whole American thing, I went from making $42,500 a year to $55,000 a year, and within 3 paychecks, I was almost close to owing taxes. Fucked me over. Just 3 paychecks. That's it.
That's
and I was
crazy,
almost
man.
into owing. I went from having like a $2,000 refund to getting $200 back. It's ridiculous.
How does that work?
That's a very.
I don't know
flawed
numbers
system.
and shit.
Yeah,
It's just numbers. I don't
love
do
how-
taxes.
I was going to say, I love the fact that how Americans don't understand their own tax system, employ accountants to do it, but just trust wholeheartedly they know what they're doing.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where I can research it, but I'm just honestly too lazy, and just a stereotype of Americans are lazy. It's me.
No,
That must
it's
be
not. But you know, on this one, I'll defend you. You're not that lazy. It's just that complicated. Like, it's just that unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially because there were so many different forms of income at the same time. So I had my regular income, I had my past jobs income within the same year. I had Twitch. There was a bunch of other stuff on top of that, and I was like, okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm sorry. Like, am I supposed to know this? This is supposed to be taught in school? Like,
That's
But
just
that's-
it. They don't though.
They don't. They do not.
No.
Even over here, they don't teach it in school. Although I would say that there isn't as much of a requirement to teach it in our schools because our employers deal with our tax for us, so that we don't have to really
Still
worry
not very
about it.
well, though.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
okay,
very high.
although I do owe the Inland Revenue, I think £800 right now, and I don't understand why. But 800's better than a few thousand, right?
That is, that's
See,
absolutely
to be
true.
fair, see, as someone that used to work for the revenue, right, there would be times where someone would phone up, right, and go, "Yeah, I've got this, and it makes no sense to me," and I'd look at it and go, "It makes no fucking sense to me either." So I'd go, "Oh, yeah, okay." So you'll receive a pack in about 29 days. Once you receive the pack, that will explain absolutely everything to you. They're like, "Oh, thank God!" And I won't get charged, and I'm like, "I fucking know." No, send them on their fucking way.
Kevin's a terrible person.
Ignorance is bliss in that,
Right,
situation.
Yeah.
right.
Absolutely is.
Again,
I
that's
mean-
why I don't watch the news. I don't
The
watch the
theory
news.
is-
Ignorance is bliss. It
Hey,
really
they
is.
will have received a pack. They will have received a pack. of
Aye, and a
some
bill.
kind. Right?
Could you
I
confirm
wasn't
they
wrong.
received that pack? Did they receive that pack at least?
I mean, probably.
So was it sent recorded delivery? No, it was sent second class mail.
You know what I used to do sometimes as well? I would have to send out letters directly, just purely because they would phone up and say, "Oh, I want a breakdown of this," and I'm like, "Cool." So what I'll do is just misspell her name deliberately, just to get her to phone back up and go off her head about it. Just wee petty things. I remember hanging up
I
on
hate
people
that.
because
I hate that.
somebody would phone me and be like that. Can I get? And I'm like, yeah, no problem. Hang up. I'm not listening to that shit. Don't fucking breathe at me like that.
Again, Kevin is a horrible person. So, how did you stumble upon this live stream?
Honestly, I think I found the LGBT tag and I was just browsing it to see if there's any interesting people on the tag, and I found the podcast and I was like, all right, might
Class.
as well. I didn't know it would end up this deep.
The
now.
rabbit hole.
Especially
the
diving
first
for
person
fun.
on it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a tag.
I think it's hooked to our Twitch, yeah?
Yeah.
Ah, the
No,
Twitch.
it's-
We're inclusive.
Right.
You see.
I
We're
gotcha.
inclusive.
Hi. I mean, we're inclusive. We're probably more inclusive. We would have everything and anything on him. When I say anything, I mean like if
Aye.
there was an alien on this planet, I would invite it on the podcast. The closest we ever got was speaking to John Edmonds, who claimed to have killed, was it 19 aliens with a samurai
19
sword?
aliens. 19 aliens with a samurai sword on
He's
his
dead
ranch.
now. He's dead now,
Well,
so he'll only ever be on the paranormal part.
That's just another day in Vegas. I mean, we're so close to Area 51. That's like another Thursday for us.
Right.
Actually, how far away is it? How far away is it supposed to be?
I want to say it's probably around a mile. It's like an hour and a half, I would say, from where I'm at.
That's not much.
Really not far.
Yeah.
If we were
it's
there,
definitely
we'd
one of
go,
those things. It's definitely one of those things where, like, we had the whole storming of Area 51, which is a whole.
Maybe
that was
done
a
it.
whole debacle.
They went.
I'm sure some people did show up. It just wasn't very many.
It was just really sad and cringy. It was just a bunch of Redditors deciding to go outside and touch grass for once, and it ended up standing out front of Area 51 doing a bunch of weird stuff, you know?
Yeah, their mum's waiting for them in the car.
Yeah, they're like, honey, you have to go to soccer practice now. Come on.
Your dad's picking you up in an hour. Fucking move it.
I wonder what is in Area 51 though. That shit always makes me wonder.
Just watch
Germans.
Why?
I've always wanted an opportunity to say that on this podcast, Kevin. Kevin used to do that all the time. Anytime I would pose a question, he would just say Germans.
I mean, that spell could be there.
Mm-hmm.
We should all take a guess at what would be found in Area 51. Imagine it was just like the oldest two people on the planet, right? It's like playing chess means that you never age, right? But you do, but just not the same as everyone else. And you don't die while playing chess. So it's just these two guys playing chess, and they're like proper, like, you know, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where they go into a room and they're like, these folk are all fucked up and they're eating soup that doesn't look tasty at all. Imagine it's that. The folk just playing chess, and as you storm Area 51, you burst in and you're like, what the fuck's going on? And the guy's like, checkmate.
You're hearing periodic buzzing too because one of them's cheating.
There's been a lot less fun ways to cheat, right?
That's what I reckon.
Oh man!
51.
So did nobody catch on when every time he was about to win, he went, oh. That eye roll was fantastic.
Is there an Area 52? Janice is like, yeah, there is.
So, what are you a gamer, Shane?
Yeah.
Class.
Primarily a gamer.
What kind of games do you play?
Right now I've been getting back into Sea of Thieves, which has been really fun.
Tried that.
I started playing that last week, and I got as far as getting on the boat, and I couldn't figure out what the fuck to do.
I mean, it's complicated at first unless you have like an actual guide to it. They have something called the Maiden Voyage where you can actually learn like what's supposed to go on with the boat itself. And they'll guide you through the entire process to where you at least get your training wheels and you can set the seas and whatnot. But stuff like that. Power Wash Simulator's been taking a lot of my time. That's a very relaxing game. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I just sit there and I'll like listen to like Mr. Ballin, who does like YouTube conspiracies, or he does like even like YouTube like crime or horror, and I'll just sit there and just totally like, you know, be lethargic as hell in my chair just the entire time.
And that's when all the information goes in. What's your favorite conspiracy theory, if you've got one?
There was one that was about Lady Gaga, which
she was
a dude. Interesting. No, there was one where I guess she was really close with someone that pretty much was writing a lot of her major songs, and she stole her fame, and she ended up dead, weirdly enough. And I caught something briefly on it, and she, I guess, masked herself as her in that sense, and took her stardom from there, and then became into this huge pop star.
And ironically, did a movie called A Star Is Born.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that could only make sense.
Yeah,
I've seen a little bit.
Yeah,
Right now.
Do you know what I think when it comes to the conspiracy theories involving pop stars? We spoke about Avril Lavigne earlier, and we spoke about Paul McCartney. I think I'm more inclined to believe one of those ones simply because it doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
You know, but something like 9/11 and JFK and the alien cover-ups and everything else, it's got such a great impact on things that have happened in the world because of those things. Whereas somebody being dead that used to write some songs, that doesn't really matter anymore.
I mean, you also look at like the people involved, though, all these experts, they're all nuts. So it's a possibility they've offed somebody.
Very possible.
Wasn't
Very
Lady
possible.
Gaga at like a wee place where there was someone dead in the bath and everybody just goes up and drinks the blood? Pretty sure I've seen something like that.
Well, I mean,
Is that American Horror Story?
That's just a common theme with, like, I mean, it's a joke nowadays, but there's a common theme where like celebrities that don't age,
yeah,
they just
They
drink
baby's blood.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's the only thing I can relate to it. I don't know about the whole Lady Gaga bathtub thing, but
Was that not, she was in American Horror Story, and that sounds like a scene that was in.
Yeah. Do you remember the South Park episode where all the celebrities were just sucking on dead fetuses like it was nothing? It was so fucked. Like they would literally snap. They would literally snap them like smelling salts and just.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It was horrendous.
Like that and Kenny cheesing, I think, was my two favourite episodes. When he just gets obsessed with the cat piss
She has
smell.
now. Right, look at that. Look at this.
What the fuck is
Is
that?
that dead body or what that she's eating with a spoon? That's Lady Gaga. And it's that woman there. Right? She's well linked to different celebrities. And she eats folk and all that. I mean, is that a real person?
Do you know that
dead person? But
no, it also doesn't look like blood. Blood wouldn't leave that trail with a spoon.
It's too oily.
Right,
nah,
Mr. Blood Eater.
That's bullshit.
I don't know. Like, it looked kind of not bullshit, and those nipples look real. I know real nipples when I see them. Look.
I'm not saying. Jesus Christ! Can you zoom in on that? Can you zoom? Fuck me. In fact, wait. That's the mountain for the end of Close Encounters.
that's a zip code. That's an entire
here's
zip
the thing.
code.
Here's the thing. Who does this for fun? What is that?
Lady Gaga.
I mean, to be fair,
come
I
on.
I quite like to walk about graveyards. I'm not one to judge what people do for fun.
Yeah, we're not going to
But-
start sucking on bits, right? Right?
Excuse me.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
think
there's something funny about that.
But there's also like you start tying that into the whole the big ritual thing that all the world leaders and that go to with the big effigy of the owl. And all
Yes,
that
what do you call that? The Grove. What is it?
Oh
What
shit!
was
What
it
is
called
that?
again?
It's not. I was going to say Kremlin Gold, but it's not.
I'm going to Google Big Owl Mad
the
World.
owl's name. I'm sure it's
Leaders.
Morla, something that begins with an M.
Morla. No,
Do you know
that's the turtle in Neverending Story.
Oh,
What'd you call it?
Morla.
Something-
Oh, yeah. that's-
Bohemian Grove. That's it. I knew it had something to do with Queen.
Morlock.
Bohemian
I was
Grove.
right, Morlock. Bohemian Grove. Yes.
Right? These folk chuck
Shane just looks
over
completely
themselves.
lost in our accents right now.
No, I can understand.
Cool.
That's fine.
We're
You can come
all
back.
speaking
You can
English,
come
right?
back.
Did you just say English?
There's a lot.
All right, American.
Is that
Is
the
it better?
Deep breath.
is that the equivalent of us saying Americans are Canadian? Is it
Yes.
Americans?
I think
there's a
Canadians
clear
get more
difference.
offended. I think Canadians get more offended if you
Oh,
think
no,
they're
100%.
American. Yeah.
I mean, either way, we're all English
Hey,
American. at
that
some
guy
point in
says
our-
I'm an American. What's that all about?
Aye, that's Bohemian
I
Grove.
have
a
Canadian
lot of dodgy-
heritage. I took full offense to that.
I'm just getting you back for the English thing, man.
No.
Fuck me.
Bohemian Grove. They're all kicking about in the forest with a big burning owl, and they take babies and they throw them in,
Yeah,
and
human sacrifices and like all the world leaders there, like Ronald Reagan was there for a bit, and there's there's loads of people.
Kanye West and whatnot, and he went mental after that as well. He's like, there's some shit they don't want you to know.
So did,
in the back of
Alex, what's his name? Alex
Jones.
Alex Jones. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think of that guy, Shane?
Just that look alone was enough.
I'm sick of them putting chemicals in our water. Turn the freaking frogs, Gary.
It's so interesting that someone of that stature, personality is able to grow online here, which is just a testament to how fucked our population is. It's not even just like American only. There are like
it's worldwide.
Yeah, it's the worst thing. And then he's pumping out this whole these chemicals, I guess. Not like chemicals, but like this pre-workout. That's
is he doing that?
No, he's now got a nutrient availability system thing. Yeah. How much money does he now owe in damages? It's not like a couple of billion or something ridiculous.
Yeah, it's billions. It's in the billions.
The thing for me, credibility
That's
is always
not good.
lost when someone was like, "Hey, these leaders are trying to kill you, blah 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 blah," and we'll take a minute and I'll just show you all these products I'm trying to sell you. It's like, oh, you just lost me. I thought you were trying to save the world, man.
Do you know the thing is with Alex Jones, right? Even if he says something that is true every now and again, the rest of his theories are so batshit that you're never. They're always going to bring those ones up to go, well, he also said this, so do you really want to listen to this guy?
What was it? Did he deny
he's a good scapegoat as well.
Yeah. He denied the shooting, didn't he? Was it
Sandy Hook?
He said it didn't happen.
It's another thing we're going to bypass over fast.
Just looking at that Bohemian Grove thing. And I think
Bohemian Grove's nuts, man. The more you look into it, the worse it gets.
Let's just for a second here imagine all four of us right now. We're trillionaires, okay? And we're like, right, what do you want to do?
Not this.
How about we go to the forest, worship an owl in bed sheets, and probably eat children? Like, I don't know if that's my idea of fun. Like,
Kieran, you would fit right in at fucking owl convention.
I mean,
Absolutely
I'm more likely to pay people to do stupid shit for my amusement, right? Call me sadistic, but I think it's quite funny. Hey, they get something, I get something, right?
They get a hospital bill, I get some.
I'd just be like, two people grab a big salmon, the one that beats the other one close to death, not dead, but close to death.
As a sport, hitting people with
they're not dead, but like, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Shane is fully regretting joining this podcast.
No, I'm enjoying it. I can't chime in as much because I obviously don't know enough about it, but I enjoy it.
The thing is, I was going to say, like, there's a couple of a lot of it all leads back to, ironically enough, most of the conspiracies, whatever, they all seem to somehow lead back to Joe Rogan's podcast, right? Obviously Alex Jones is a massive part of that, and then obviously we were talking about Area 51, and he's a big fan of Bob Lazar and all the stuff that Bob Lazar talks about when he worked there and all that sort of stuff. And there's a part of me that's like, I reckon that he's actually just a world leader and he's not who we all think he is.
Who,
Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan. I love him, but there's like he's now got so many people around him that he's calling the shots.
I don't know. I think if you look at how he started, like you look at his old stand-up.
He's properly funny. He's good. No, but he's a great artist, but
he's just this kind of pretty boy that happened to be funny.
Yeah.
The chance of him being a world leader is pretty slim.
That's what I mean. But like, you just look at like all the people that he now speaks to on a regular basis, and you're like, you're just
well,
this
we
guy
could say the
just
same, J-Mac, right? Hey.
No.
On a lower level. Yes.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head out
now. Shane, didn't you know that once you come here, you can't ever leave?
That's it.
That's how there's 4 of us. This started off as a one-man show.
Yep.
But once you're in, you're in. What if you leave this show and you take 5 steps?
He looks genuinely terrified now.
I'm joking, but you are welcome back anytime, my friend.
So 9/11, was it an inside job, Shane?
I mean, yeah.
All right.
Cool.
fine.
JFK.
Probably.
I think we see a pattern emerging here.
Wouldn't be surprised.
No.
Honestly, would not be surprised.
Chemtrails.
I mean,
You can say no to that one as bullshit.
it's bullshit.
Is the Earth flat?
No, it's always. Oh hell no.
You can definitely come back now. Then that's fine.
I mean, listen, my apartment's flat. Maybe I can do some scientific research based on that. And we can discuss it, you know?
I remember seeing it was a video of flat earthers trying to prove the earth was flat by putting a GoPro on the end of a farm gate. I'm completely lost as to how that was supposed to work. But yeah, that was how they would. It was just say, yeah, I'm gonna open the gate and I'm gonna close it. See, the Earth's flat.
They tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always just debunk their own theories, and it's one of the funniest things to witness. But I think that there will be, in the next 50, 60 years, we'll really see the stuff come out that makes all the guys that wear the tinfoil hats look not quite so crazy.
Yeah. Very true.
5G network, 5G towers, and all that jazz. That's another one.
Yeah, the 5G thing. You know what annoys me? Whenever I get 5G, the signal's always worse than when I had 4G.
That's because it's meant to kill you. It's not meant to give you a good signal. It's just a disguise.
Oh, that's why every time it comes up 5G, I shit my pants.
You've been doing that since the early 90s. Don't give me your shit, boy.
I like to say the early 90s like I'm old as fuck.
Oh, goodness.
So, yeah. How old are you, Shane? Just out of curiosity.
25.
Wait, does that make him the youngest one here?
Right.
Yes, it does.
God damn! Finally. I'm still the fucking oldest, and I will always be the oldest.
Damn. You have to get who was that in the chat, or who was that that was commenting? I think you might be able to get a few viewers in here that would compete with you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have a few that potentially.
Andy Gibb.
Andy's in his 50s.
He says, "Is Tupac dead? Well, alive or dead?" Well, we're going to go.
Andy, you're the only person I've ever seen that says alive or dead. It's always dead or alive.
Even through me to even say that. Janice says, hubby's just said we need to get me a camera and a mic so I can join you all sometime. Yes, Janice. Also, you can use your iPhone. Your iPhone works. It's the same thing. Just put headphones in. And Janice says, good golly. Good golly. I'm kids older than that. My oldest is turning 35.
I like how Janice is all of a sudden Victorian English. Good golly.
That's some Faulty Tower shit right there. I'm different, James.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Excuse me.
What's the other really good conspiracy talking about? Tupac, Biggie, basically the 27 Club, Hendrix, all these kind of people that they're not dead. They were hidden so that they could write music that controls masses because everything can be written on 4 chords now, apparently.
And that's true, actually. Well, is it A minor, F, C, and G?
Yeah,
I would say it was C,
C,
D,
C, D, E,
and A.
C, D, G, and E.
I'd at least say.
I would say E on A. But anyway, they're basically like it's everywhere. It was actually the 4 chord song was brought out by the Axis of Awesome, which is a fucking incredible band anymore because one of them decided they wanted to be a woman, so they all fell out and left. But that's neither here nor there. So basically, it's like how every modern pop song you can play 4 chords and play every song perfectly. It doesn't matter. and there was this theory that all these artists that died didn't actually die; they were just taken and hidden in by the government to write songs that were able to influence populations.
Couldn't they do that without hiding?
That sounds stupid.
Well, yeah, but yeah, absolutely. Of course you could, but
It just sounds like way too much effort.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
a lot of effort to put in, honestly.
That's a lot of effort. It is a lot of effort. But to be fair, I think that theory, I think I heard that when I was in high school, I think.
But the conspiracy theories go back for so long. I mean, I remember the one that Bruce Lee didn't really die. Bruce Lee works undercover for the Hong Kong police. Bruce Lee,
I've had that before.
the most famous Chinese actor to ever lived, undercover. Somebody would recognize him.
Like,
absolutely.
You look like Bruce Lee. You Bruce Lee, mate. No, I get that all the time though. That's how you solve that.
Oh, hang on, you're Bruce Lee.
He says-
You're definitely Bruce. Nothing.
How old are the three of you then? J-Mac is 45.
Yeah, thanks for that. I am 38 years old. Kevin is 31. 31. And Kieran, I think, is...
I'm also 31.
Well, Kieran's a Viking, so he's at least 700.
Yep.
Your brain says Michael Jackson apparently is still alive.
I believe that.
Yes, that one I do believe that he faked his own death.
I believe that I believe that he got so pissed off with life, and he had the facilities to make that happen.
Have you not seen?
Call me pedophile.
Mr. Jefferson, no, Mr. Jefferson, no. Have you not seen the?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Have you not seen? No, not the South Park one. I was about a tangent there, but have you not seen the video, Kevin? Of the guy that's like apparently his, what was he, either his best friend or whatever, that was at the funeral, and it's obviously a mask. Like, it's so obvious that it's a mask, and it sounds like him. It kind of weirdly looks like him. That was just in this guy's life apparently the whole time, and it was at his funeral and all these stuff. Like, it's definitely him.
Michael Jackson's definitely at his own funeral.
I'll find it and I'll send you it. Absolutely.
You're probably not going to want to go to your own funeral if you pretend to be dead, right?
Well, if you're trying to prove to make sure everybody knows you're dead, you would go.
Michaela says Michael Jackson died on my birthday. No, he didn't, Michaela, because he's still alive apparently. Wrong.
I was at prom. I was at my high school prom when Michael Jackson died.
I was in a car.
Michaela, you would have just been starting primary school, eh?
I'm old enough to be y'all's mum. Who's y'all?
Wait. Even mine? You old enough to be my mum? God
So
damn.
Well, she's got a kid that's 35.
That is a good point, actually.
Janice,
how do you know how to use the internet?
Damn.
He's gonna come for you.
Shots.
Janice has a great sense of humor. She'll love it.
She's in here all the time, she takes a good pelt in the Nofi Ray. That's a joke.
Now, Shane, you won't. Do you remember dial-up internet?
Yeah.
You do? Fuck.
Of course.
Right. So dial-up internet happened when I was probably about 14, 15. So you're 12 years younger than me. So dial-up internet must have been around for what, 8 years or so before
For a
broadband
while.
kicked in. Yeah, if it was awesome. I love the noise that it made when you dialed in. It was fantastic, right?
Michaela?
But also the fact that you couldn't use the internet if somebody wanted to use the phone. It always, you get off. Dads want to use the phone.
It's funny as hell. Michaela says I was 12 and Kieran was at high school prom. Kieran, you got a wee bit more in common with Michael Jackson.
Hey, whoa.
It's weird when you put it
I
that
was
way,
never
right?
convicted.
Neither was he.
Oh, this video's getting flagged.
Matthewman says I feel old now. And Janice says dial-up sucked.
Dial-up did suck. I actually
Yeah.
had to explain to Michaela what that was. She didn't know what it was.
Oh, fuck me.
That's because she was
And right, so for the record, Michaela's my missus, but she's 7 years younger than me. So, yeah. So,
Wait, no.
Sketchy.
I thought she was like 25 or something.
24.
Kieran, you're older than I thought you were. That's what. That's what I said.
I'm 31.
I swear to God, I thought Kieran was still in his 20s. Anyway,
I'll take that. Absolutely, I'm taking that.
So wait a minute. So when your missus was born, you were what age?
I got my first tattoo when she was still in first year of high school.
So she would have been 11.
Yeah.
That's okay though.
Like that.
That's okay.
I'll be 53 on the 27th of this month. Oh mate, we need to do a birthday celebration for Janice.
So she could be my mother biologically, but not legally. Yeah, that's how that goes. Well, because she would have been 15 when I was born, which is that's not legal.
Is it legal in America?
It depends where you go.
No, but I've heard crime stories of younger. I'll be honest with you.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure she's not from Alabama. So
let's hear some stories, Shane.
None of mine. None of mine.
This is the place to share them.
I don't procreate, unfortunately. I'm only adoption.
Oh man, there's totally get that.
Well, it happens every day here in America.
Okay, it happens here as well. It happens.
everywhere.
Yeah, I think it's every country has a kind of stereotypical view that they have of people that live in other countries, and we all deal with the same shit essentially. It's just what what the rest of the world knows about us that changes. That's it.
Yeah. I will say it is really funny to see Americans' perception on the UK.
Oh yeah, give us some of that shit.
Yeah, anytime there's anything like a kid walking to school, and like what they typically see, it's like gameplay footage of Chivalry 2, where it's just like a bunch of people in like knight armor just trying to like swing long swords at each other. It's just like this perception that for some reason every time you go there, because I know there's like a high rate of stabbings. In
London.
In London specifically, they try and relate it to that, but they also bring it back into the medieval times, which I think is the funniest shit to me, to be quite honest. It's like, how do you divulge into that?
You just see that. It's like, on the way to school today, a young man died after engaging in a duel on horseback.
Just trying to picture that in real life, how that would just be like so
That's
out of
fairly
ordinary.
accurate.
Yeah, accurate. Okay.
London. I'd say more so London and Birmingham. Up where we're in Scotland, very rare. Well, it's not very rare. You get attacked with a knife. You don't necessarily die.
It's just a poke, and then they're like, "All right, have a good day."
It's more you get threatened with a knife, and as long as you give them what they want, you go free. Sometimes you go free. You don't get stabbed.
But to be fair, we all three of us live in relative proximity to what was the murder capital of the world for quite a while.
Yeah, we had our own serial killer in my town and everything.
Yeah,
proper.
That's right.
Burying bodies in his back garden and everything.
Yeah, Peter Tobin.
Is
it Peter Tobin? Yeah.
Yes.
You guys ever heard of Peter Tobin? In fact, I know the answer is going to be no, because your serial killers are so much better than ours.
They're better than ours. Yeah.
Nobody does a serial killer like the US.
Is that bad? I don't know what does that mean.
they could have that as like your tourism billboard. Nobody does serial killers like us.
Yeah.
I know how ridiculous that is, just so you know.
I mean, it goes hand in hand with the whole chivalry thing. So I mean, it's not far off.
I love it.
I think that stabbings in this country, it's the kind of knives are our guns, really.
We don't have guns.
What's that?
We don't have guns.
We don't have guns. We did have guns. But what happened over here in Scotland? We had one school shooting, and then they banned guns.
Yeah, ruined it for the lot of us.
No, but like what happened was when the school shooting happened, and then the government said, "Okay, nobody can have a handgun anymore, and to have a shotgun or a rifle, you have to have a license, which you have to apply for." And do you know what everybody in this country said? Fair enough. It's a different mentality, man. And I don't like. We're never going to understand the American mindset when it comes to guns, because it's not instilled in our DNA.
Correct. However, I can understand that if a civilization has had guns for so long, and it's their right as ours are to have.
We had them as well.
Aye, right. But I just believe that. I think we can't just say, oh, okay, so Americans won't give up their guns, so they're dumb. I don't think that's.
I never said that.
Well, you say it all the time.
Hell, let me just take your words out my mouth, Kevin.
No, I think there has to be an equal ground. People that don't want to give up their right to anything shouldn't have to. And people.
Do you have a gun, Shane?
Do
you have a gun?
Good. No.
No.
Does your friends have guns? Do you ever like our perception? Our chivalry is you guys opening cans of beers with guns.
No,
it's not as bad as that.
Kevin, you just ruined our comedy show, man.
No, I don't know. I don't know anyone. Actually, no. My ex-roommate had a gun, but it wasn't. It was like something that was grandfathered in from multiple generations, and it was more of a showpiece than something that would be more functional than anything. It's like an old shotgun.
You don't see people then often like with guns.
I do, at least on my property. I do, because we have armed officers for like security people, but that's it. That's really it.
That's actually one really funny thing about our police force. If they get in a gunfight, they need to make a call to get a gun.
Yeah, ours, they have one on the hip, and then they have a full one they just assemble in the back of the trunk. Like it's ridiculous. Yeah,
I mean, like when I was out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, Ohio, like I had to go and get weapons training and stuff like that, but for local wildlife, like hunt humans. So yeah, I had to have, and between myself and other people around, we had to facilitate it. Yeah, it's just something that's just it's just a thing. Yeah, it's just blows my mind.
What's your see? You don't own a gun. You don't know many people that own guns. What's your general thoughts on the whole gun situation over there?
I don't. It's a really hard topic to navigate. I'll be honest with you, because obviously one side of me is like, ban all of them, or we should have higher measures. But do we know if any of that's going to solve it? No.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I don't. I don't want to have a time where I feel scared in a larger venue with a lot of people around me. That, okay, let me just think to myself, what's the easiest way of getting out of here? Like that's the part that's the worst for me, is having to think of that actively, because people do shit like that is ridiculous.
See, I think the whole we need more good guys with guns, which that seems to be this is certainly what's portrayed about the Americans over here, is that the attitude is, if we had more good guys with guns, then bad guys wouldn't do bad things.
And there are times arming the teachers. Like people want to arm the teachers, and it's like, all right, yeah, sure, we'll just have a gunfight in the school. Like
that's the first people you don't want to arm is teachers, because they will just start. Sit down. Fuck you. Boom.
Underpaid. They're underpaid. They're not going to have any sort of good mental health because of how shit they're paid here.
Yeah. And I think that it's been proven in so many other countries that gun control does work, but the American government just doesn't want to acknowledge that.
Yeah, I mean, Australia did that. Australia just banned it all, and they were like, right, okay, we'll hand them all in, we'll do whatever. Canada have just done the same.
I think the fundamental reason behind the American population having guns and having the right to bear arms is so that if there's a tyrannical government in place, they can get them out. But I don't care how many guns you've got. If the government decide that they're going to be tyrannical, you're fucked. I don't care what you've got under your pillow.
Well, consider the whole point of right to bear arms was in case you were invaded by us. That was why it was written. That was the whole premise. It was in case the English turned up.
America.
English. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
1500s, like, oh, well, you know, they might
bottles.
turn up and do some damage. Like, well, everyone can have a rifle. We'll be all right with that.
I can't remember what comedian it was talking about. It might have been, was it Jim Jeffries? It's like the thing about when the Constitution was written about, you know, everybody has the right to bear arms. It's like, yeah, but when you wanted to shoot somebody, you had a lot of time to calm down before doing it because you had to pour the powder in, you had to fucking stuff the thing. It's like, no, it's just.
People with no audio are going absolutely nuts over that gesture you just made there.
What did I do?
It was the pouring in.
All right, I get it. If you're watching this without audio, stop it.
Wasn't the fella at the start that was watching in Polish subtitles?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We are worldwide.
Yep, absolutely.
So, man, I finally got to ask an American about guns. My life is complete.
Now, this podcast is taking such a weird turn.
I know this was about conspiracies.
Hey, no. Hey, this goes hand in hand with guns, doesn't it? Because,
because they like to shoot at aliens.
No. Well, they say that the government are going to. The reason people want to keep their guns is so that their tyrannical government don't, enforce themselves on them. Well, there we go. There's a conspiracy. The government's out to get you, boys. The government are apparently slowly killing everyone with fluoride in the water, chemtrails. The earth is flat, so we're not allowed to go anywhere. So it does kind of go hand in hand.
Basically, Shane, this is what our podcast starts. We start off really well, and then we find a topic, and we just derail and just go on this little tangent for a while, and then we spend a couple of minutes going. Well, we spent a couple of minutes going, right, well, how can I link that together? Fuck.
No, I will go off what he said here, at least in regards of like the whole government's out for us. I work at a property that's more technologically like forward. And one of the things is there's a certain level of room you have to be at or like bedding and whatnot before you are allowed to use our in-room dining on property. So if you're in the rooms that don't qualify, use the Grubhub app because we have a partnership that allows people to get food delivered directly to their hotel room. I'll tell people about it, and they're like, "No, I don't want something tracking my phone like that. I don't trust it a bit." I'm like, "It's Grubhub. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Leave 10 McDonald's orders at your door, and what are you gonna be startled and happy and scared? Like, what's gonna happen? What are they gonna do?"
I thought that was hilarious that the conspiracy theory about the COVID vaccinations being microchipped. I was like, I don't want anybody being able to track what I'm doing. It's like, dude, you've got one of these fucking things in your pocket. If anybody really wants to track what you're doing, it's already there.
Yeah, they've got everything they want to find out. They can get. That's quite easy.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody lives their life online now. Everybody's lives are online. Do you have social media, Shane? Have you got the Instagram, Facebook, everything? And how often do you post to it?
Not often. I mean, I post a story or two of just music I listen to, but that's it.
Right. Did you used to post a lot more?
Not as much as I've seen other people. I'll be honest. It was usually like once every 2 weeks ish.
That's not a lot, man, for somebody your age. I'm an old man now.
Yeah. I don't seek that kind of attention. I don't really care for it, to be honest. I'm not that kind of person, really.
Yeah, we're the same, actually. That's why we started a fucking podcast.
Gotcha.
Incorrect, J-Mac. Incorrect.
Kevin, I jest, young man. Yeah, everybody. Sorry, not everybody, but I would say a good 70% of the population post way too much about themselves online anyway. Yeah. So why were they so concerned about this microchip in the vaccine. It's such a stupid idea.
Yeah, I mean, they post stuff on Instagram and then they put what bar they're at, or put what restaurant they're at, and say, okay, cool. I mean, we can see your habits then, and then they can just
we know exactly where you are.
Yeah, like any other person could do the same thing that you're claiming the government would be doing.
I had an old Facebook account, right? And so I came off Facebook around 2012, right? And then I started a new one around 2013. So I gave myself a good solid year of no social media. Now I started a new one because I forgot the password to my old one. And then what happened was, like, say 5 years later, right? This other one had been hacked by someone else and was adding all my friends. It's like it looked for me and then added all my friends. And people are like, hey, there's an old Facebook account here adding it. And I'm like, see, the thought of knowing that someone has access to your life and your private conversations to know who's who in your life. And I'm like, I know some dumb motherfuckers that are going to get scammed. They'll not be able to tell it's not me. Do you know what I mean? And that was quite worrying, but I got that shit shut down, and I thought, see if I could find them. Chivalry, I'd fucking stab them. But
that's only because we're British.
I'm joking. I wouldn't stab them. My knuckles are like fucking boulders. I don't need rings.
It's still legally accept somebody to challenge someone at a duel, and they have to morally oblige.
I would love that. See,
yeah, I love that. I wonder though. I wonder if you tried to say that in court, if it would be accepted, or if they would just go, "Shut up, young man." that old style of fighting.
Fact,
they should bring that back. Like that's the only way to legally fight in the street is like that.
Yes. Right. No weapons. No weapons. A referee at all times. A referee. Right. So no sketchiness. Right. It's purely. Oh, you got an issue. Okay, Sir Lancelot. Wide. Right, if you could just give us the room, right? 3, you will go on my first whistle, right? And then they just fight, right? Like it used to be, right? One man goes down and he's like, right, okay. We know who the bitch is, right? And we know who's not the bitch. Can you shake, right? Was it worth it? He's like, all right, okay. They shake hands, they walk away, and then turn.
I think
when the back's turned.
every pub and nightclub should have a boxing ring in it.
Yeah.
So if there's any shit that starts, it's just right, guys, upstairs
and move.
Yeah, get the gloves on and post it on social media.
Yeah, that's a business plan.
That's a very big business plan.
I know.
You got to patent that. Someone has to patent.
Well, we had a plan.
You heard it here first, motherfuckers.
And Dana White went and copied us.
Yeah, that's right. We were going to do one of those slapping competitions. Then Dana White started it, and we all went, "That's fucking terrifying. We're not doing that anymore."
Stopping there. We postponed it and everything.
It's horrific, man. Like, but again, this goes back to the human need, the human requirement to see people do battle in some way, shape, or form. We all love it in some way. In fact, are you a fight fan in any way, Shane?
No, but I can't help but look away from fight videos if they ever pop up on a TikTok or an Instagram. I used to watch World Star compilations just because it was just like, oh wow, will never experience this, hopefully, but it's still fun to watch.
Well,
it's still some sort of entertainment. It's like
there's a reason why
you can't look away.
Well, there's a reason why the biggest arena that was ever built was part of the Colosseum. Like, like there's a reason for that. It's because people like watching people fighting. It's just
they used to take like 5 dudes and then a tiger, and they're like, "This is interesting."
I know. Initially, it was 5 dudes, and then they went, "We need to make this more exciting. What will we do? 6 dudes? Fuck that! Get a tiger."
Matthewman says, "I'm just waiting on the Running Man show starting in real life. Shouldn't it be too long now? See if they could put all the folk for Love Island on it. That'd be
Have you guys seen this new show on Netflix? That's like real life Squid Games, but they don't die.
I've seen that. I've seen bits and pieces of it.
I watched the first episode 2 nights ago.
It's like where they're hanging from the bars and everything.
Yeah.
It's
fucking awesome. But that's the next step to the real life Running Man. It's going to happen.
Hunger Games.
Yeah, Hunger Games.
Takeshi's Castle. Takeshi's Castle as well, which
Takeshi's
was like
Castle.
that was
Phenomenal. Oh, you guys get that as well. That's
Love
awesome.
Takeshi's Castle.
But
Yes.
Takeshi's Castle was always fun looking though. Everything looked like a game.
It was
Whereas
always
this
the Chinese fellas, wasn't it?
Japanese,
Japanese,
fucking
they
hell,
just
Kevin.
didn't care, yeah.
Cut it.
Oh God.
England, Scotland, same thing. No, I meant like for us. I meant us.
Wait.
No, I meant us.
my mouth now.
Oh, I might pass out, man.
I meant for us. I meant like I wouldn't be offended if someone thought I was English. I'm just saying, like, it's
so much.
Mad Max style. I meant that in the nicest way. Like, I tried to say something nice.
Oh. No.
Do you know what's funny? We started this show about conspiracy theories, and we've got these little kind of photographs and drawings around the outside about what we're going to talk about. We spoke about one of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
We didn't speak about Princess Diana. We didn't speak about Shaggy for Scooby Doo's comfy.
We did speak about the flat Earth, and we did speak about the what do you call it, the Bohemian Grove, and we did speak about that's at least 3. We did speak about Diana.
I only see 3. I can only see JFK.
No, right. Look
Shaggy's
behind JFK's head.
and
Look at get behind JFK. Right, that's the Bohemian Grove logo. Right.
no, it's not. That's Shane.
No, between Shane. Oh no, not Shane. No, between Shaggy and between Shaggy and JFK. Where else would you hear those words?
Oh, there's the Twin Towers at the bottom as well. I see that.
Yeah. Right,
unfortunately, because of Kieran's dark background, it just says conspiracy. Welcome to this podcast about conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
Oh God, mate. Shane, what's on your T-shirt, man? I've been dying to see the whole thing.
Born to swim. Ocean is a fuck. Kill them all.
What the fuck is that?
It's from a brand called Dogecore. I got it's just a bunch of shitty T-shirts, and I'll pull out. I have a hoodie.
Oh, brilliant! Let's see this.
Wait, that's not the cunts that were trying to sell us something earlier on, is it?
No.
That was Doge something. DOG something. Mate, has he just wormed his way into the podcast? Hang on. I swear to God, man, go back. Look at the comments. Look at the comments.
We did invite
Red.
him
It was Red Grill.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's all.
Oh, that's cool.
It's
What's that?
on. Well, look at the email. Look at the website address of dogehype.com.
That's cool.
What is that?
So it
Is that
says,
Shrek?
yeah, I'm into D&D, dissociation, and dehydration. So it's just a bunch of really shitty prints.
Oh, nice.
So it was Doge something.
I've been steering away from buying like
dogehype.com.
brands and instead just buying just like really weird, obscure like shirt prints and hoodie prints that are just like what is that? Why are you wearing that?
That's class. I used to do that.
A cap, a baseball cap that says pleasures.
Oh yeah, it's a brand I follow. It's not anything more than that. I mean, yeah, we'll leave it at that.
I used to make my own clothing. Once I worked in retail, and we were told we were allowed to wear Christmas jumpers and T-shirts, etc. So I was like, I'm going to make one, and it was a picture of Jesus. He was like that, and it had like. And it said birthday boy.
I love that.
Was that the Buddy Christ? Was it Buddy Christ for Dogma?
I don't know.
Like,
it was a picture I found online. And I put it on a T-shirt, and I went in, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Wife binned it for some reason.
That's because wives don't want us to have any pleasure in life.
I went to find wellies. I had wellies. I went to find my wellies, right? And I'm like, where's my wellies? I binned them.
Let me just clarify.
What?
Shane, wellies is a word that you probably haven't heard before in your life.
Boots?
Yeah, he gets it.
It's a very specific type of boot.
Isn't it just like a rain boot?
Yes.
Kind of
Yeah.
the full rubberized.
I am so impressed. I'm very impressed that you actually knew what that was.
I have people who live in the UK that I'm close friends with, so they typically refer to things like that. So I learned eventually.
So basically, what you're going to say is next time you talk to them, you're like, I was on the podcast with these three fuckwits from up north. Like, I was just.
Thing is, right? I had welly boots, right? I had them. They were mine.
Welly boots.
Went to get them. Where's my wellies? Wife says, "Oh, I binned them." Why'd you bin them? You never wear them. I'm fucking looking for them to wear them.
So I wasn't looking for them to throw them out.
I'm trying to fucking wear them, but I can't. Now you've thrown them out. And it was the same with my Jesus T-shirt. So you never wear it. It's a fucking once a year thing.
Shane, do you have a significant other in your life? No. Have you had one in the last, say, 5 years?
Now we've done it in fucking blind date.
Yes.
Right. And is it any different in your lifestyle than it is for us heterosexuals? With the other person just not giving a shit about your stuff.
So one thing about me is I'm a sneakerhead. So anything that is like shoe wise or clothes wise is something I like, and they know that I like, and they know very well that I bought it for a reason. I wear it. And if they were to throw out any of my shoes, it's gonna be a domestic. I'll be honest. It's on site if they do that.
Thing is, though, they
could
do
be a duel at that point. That's where you sort of like the bottom.
Just pull out the katanas.
The thing is, right? See, for me, it's like she does it. She'll bin something, right? And she'll know I'll no notice for a wee while. And then when I say, "You binned that," she'll say, but I binned that about 6 months ago. You didn't even notice. And she wears that like, see, told you didn't use it.
Motherfuckers.
Unfair.
No.
I think that is
not dealing with that.
Shit.
Not dealing with that.
See,
that's actually the one reason why I'm gay. I chose to because of that. Now
to keep your stuff. You're like,
I was straight prior, like as I joined, and then I turned gay because of that.
I think that one line just stole this entire podcast, man.
We should put that on a shirt.
Outstanding.
Oh yeah.
There was a time where all my stuff would
actually that is the t-shirt. That is the t-shirt. It says, "I wanted to wear another shirt, and that's why I'm gay."
Yeah. I like that. That's good.
Yeah. Let's say
Or she been my wellies. Now I'm gay.
If it wasn't for your wellies, where would you be? Gay.
Oh man.
This went so far south, man.
But conspiracies, yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, fuck. That's right. That's what we started talking about 2 hours and 13 minutes ago.
I mean, listen, I don't mind if you guys want to get back to it. You can re-rail. I mean, that's phrasing, but you know, we can get back on track.
Yeah, we could do that.
I don't mind.
Let's do that. Did you up until the point where you came on the show? Thanks for doing that, by the way. That was really cool of you to actually just dial in.
It's unknowingly brave for me. I didn't even know I was going to be on here. I'll be honest.
What did you think, Link?
No, I thought it was like so it said join the studio, which in my mind I was like, okay, maybe studio audience. So I figured, I'd just be like, yeah, woo! You know, like just a weird cheerleader for a podcast. It's just like,
and then Kevin the Overlord just goes, click live.
Yeah, fuck guns. America sucks.
Wait, how funny would it be if you were not expecting it to the point where you're sitting there in your underwear, just eating some cheesy crisps.
The one thing I'm good about is staying at least fully clothed when I get to my desk. I am never in my underwear. I feel like this is so uncomfortable. I don't know how people are just like, you know what? I'm just gonna be completely like open and out there. I can't. I have to have clothes on.
Do you remember seeing the video of that gamer guy that was caught? It's like
he cheated. He threw the stun. It's just like it goes black screen. All you see is a reflection of him in his like underwear, and he's just like it looks like he's like gesturing away, like he's trying to like hide it, but he's not. Because he's just like, look, guys, look, and he's like moving his phone closer to the screen.
Yeah. That's that the one that I seen with the guy clearly thought that he wasn't online anymore, and the only video you can see, it's kind of it's pixelated for like the bottom third of the screen, so you can't see what he's doing, but he's just kind of lying there. He's clearly just cracking one out, and then he goes to go back online and realizes he is online. And he's like, and he goes, "Oh. Thought I was offline there." The worst moment in his life.
Do you know what's funny? I was on when I was working from home. This was with HMRC.
HMRC is the IRS over here.
Hi. So this was a time. So we had our computers at home and we're working from home, and we'd go into a Teams call where no one had their camera on, right? But we'd be listening to a meeting from the boss. And I remember one of the dudes that was in my team must have hit the camera button, and he's like that with Xbox control. He's like that, and he didn't even realize the camera came in. He's playing his Xbox.
Did you not comment on it in the group
Mate,
chat?
I was like that. No, I was straight up like that.
What are you playing?
I'm like, what are you playing, mate?
And that's why everybody hates Kevin.
Turned out it was FIFA, so it was not even worth him getting fucking sacked.
FIFA, fuck. Did he get sacked?
No, I think he got in trouble though. I never got sacked. That's funny.
So, of all the conspiracies that we discussed before you came on, did you have any specific one that you thought, yeah, I want to talk about this?
So I mean,
I
do want to hear about the Shaggy one, in which I'll leave it on a departure. I'm curious to hear about the Shaggy one.
What the fuck is the Shaggy one, Kevin?
So I also
is it Shaggy?
So it's Shaggy, right? It's not really so much a conspiracy on Shaggy. Shaggy was the visual representation of what our government, by putting GMOs in our food, aspartame, sucralose in your drinks, right? The government in whole make us like Shaggy.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
And there's something to be said on that, right?
Sense.
But there's not, because we have all been drinking the water since we were kids, and we're all here talking about this.
And we're like fucking that. I feel like that every
we're
day.
not though. In fact, I could maybe do a good impression, right? But we're not like that. Some people are like that, and those people are on heroin, not fluoride.
Like that.
I just don't get the whole GMO food thing. Like, I just don't understand. Like, you realize that's how food development works. That is actually how it works. You realize, like, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, like, you know, kale, they're all the same plant. They're all the exact same plant that have been selected to grow in different ways, and they don't grow quick enough. Right. Well, here's a new animal.
Shane, just so you know, Shane, Kieran, he's a biologist, so he is actually he's a smart guy. He's a smart guy.
I didn't doubt it. I was just listening.
Yeah. This podcast is one smart guy.
But that's the thing. It's just that's how it works. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, genetically modified fruit." I'm like, corn doesn't grow in fucking winter.
It doesn't.
So, do you?
I've got anger.
One thing that happened over here, we had Brexit, which was an absolute shit show, and there were whispers and essentially warnings that we were just going to do this massive deal with the US, and that we were going to start getting chlorinated chicken.
Oh,
Nick. Do you know, as an American, what the fuck is chlorinated chicken?
Oh yeah, no, I have some in my fridge.
Let me see it then.
I know. Like, I don't know what that is.
I know you don't.
It's like, whoa.
It's like, yeah, over here we call that chicken.
That's just chicken.
I would like to know what the big thing is about chlorinated chicken, because that was in all of our news headlines. It's all, if we do this deal with the United States, we're going to get chlorinated chicken over here. It's like, well, does it taste better than normal chicken? If it does, I'll fucking eat it.
Yes. If anything, it's probably just because chlorine can be a natural preservative that you use to preserve meat for longer because it's coming from duration from America. Maybe. I don't know. Because we usually get most of our meat from, Central Europe. And if we're not doing that, it needs to last longer. Or there's higher levels of chlorine in most of the eastern seaboard's water supplies. And most of your chickens are water fed to make them buffer, which is why when you cook chicken, they fucking shrink.
Yeah.
So
Kieran,
if you do that,
sometimes it annoys me how much fucking random shit you know.
I spent
Yeah,
too
do you
much
wanna-
time reading, man.
Do you want to know what's fucked up? Driving on the other side of the road. So you guys, if you would come over here, you would drive on the other side of the road, and I just kind of deal with that shit in my life right now.
Yeah.
How
No,
the
I mean,
fuck?
that's fair.
How? I couldn't.
I mean, we would say the same thing.
But the thing is,
Exactly.
the inside of the car has moved over, so you're still in the same position.
Yeah.
You're still on the inside of the road. You're just now on this side of the road, and because you don't change gear,
It's like
you
maybe
don't
1 or 2 feet difference.
Yeah,
that point.
because you don't change gear, you don't have to worry about going into first, which is still in the same place. You just have to every now and again go into DRN or whatever else is
Nah,
there.
this shit's fucking with my head.
Driving
just
on the
trying to
do
even
you know what?
conceptualize it. I'm sorry, but
No, see, honestly, driving on the other side of the road makes more sense. Most of the world drives on
Yeah,
the side of the road. Most of Central
that's right.
Europe does, apart from us.
Do you know why we do it?
we're the fannies.
We do it because of the United Kingdom's inherent need to feel like some kind of superior force. It's like, well, we do it our way, and that's just the way it is, motherfucker.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's why GMT is in London. That's why the time zones start in London, because we.
Well, I mean, you guys don't have the correct time zone. I don't know what time zone you're on, but we have the correct time zone. So it's just weird that you guys keep thinking you're 8 hours ahead or you're 9 hours ahead. I don't understand.
Oh, dude, I remember seeing it. It was a post from an American girl. Let's say it was California, because that seems most likely. And she said, if China are 12 hours ahead of us, why didn't they warn us about 9/11? And
I saw that.
yeah,
Those are my people. Those are my people. California and America. California and America. Those are my people. I have no words. They are so out of touch in California. It's unreal.
Yeah, you're personally responsible for that, man. But come on.
do you know what I actually love? I love the fact that I love the fact that you just talk like a human. You talk like a human being. You don't talk like that because that really annoys me.
No, yeah.
What the fuck is that?
People put that on. I feel like some people inherently get that from being around other people that are similar in that fashion. Like my dad plays for like a team that goes to the pub after they play soccer or football. Sorry, wrong word. But he'll go and he'll start speaking in a British accent. I'm like, I don't know where you're getting that from, but you are just American. You're just American. You have English and Scottish descent, but you were just American.
We've got these things here in Scotland mainly, not even just UK bound, but Scotland. We've got these things called Neds, right? And they're basically the closest thing to Shaggy.
I need to pee.
So imagine Shaggy, right? Well, he speaks like that, man. Right? He's proper like what? And then what will happen is you'll be just minding your own business. Happened to me yesterday. You just mind your own business. You're walking along the street. Somebody will come up to you. All right, mate, you got 20p I can have. And I'm like, no, I do have 20p. I'm just not giving it to him, right? And I think to myself, so I'm like, no, please stay away from me, right? And I'm like, why does he want 20p? You can do nothing with 20 pence. Like, why 20 pence? Is it to see if I'm going to take out my wallet so he can then stab me and run away with it? In which case, it'll take more than one stabbing to take me down, fella. I'll fucking get you. The Neds, unfortunately, I don't think they were born speaking like that, man. There must be a point where they're like, yes, I'm just going to school. And then they're like, well, these friends of mine all start to speak like this, man. And then they just evolve, know what I mean, man? And then
not to divulge even further down the rabbit hole, but maybe it's problems with ketamine.
Possibly. That is usually a big problem.
It could be that. It could
Well,
be
the thing
that.
is, it's partially that, and then partially because the word Ned stands for non-educated delinquent, which basically means they didn't bother going to school, probably because of ketamine. But that, it's just.
I mean, you guys, is there still chavs and everything?
Yes,
that-
chavs.
Yeah, there's
Same
still
thing.
a lot of chavs.
Why
Chavs,
no
Neds,
kick
they're
my
all very
fucking
similar.
ball? And it's a bottle. It's a scrunched up bottle. He's like, why no kick my fucking ball? Eh?
That are like roadmen. Roadmen are fun too. Fun.
Oh
characters.
God,
To see.
I hate those. I hate those people more than anybody else. What? I'm not even going to do an impression because I'll probably get accused of being offensive. German, yes, absolutely. Accused of being German. I've never been accused of being German before.
He's German.
This is a question that came to me during my pea epiphany. Right, this is a pea epiphany. I'm just going to ask you. Are you, Shane? Are you gay?
Yes.
You already said he was. Where the fuck? are you?
No, I'm checking. I'm checking something.
He did.
No, I didn't.
He
I
said-
didn't ask that. No, I didn't.
He said it made him
I didn't.
gay.
No.
Right. Oh, sorry.
Well,
Sorry. You did it. You're gay.
Yeah.
So you're part of the LGBT community. Okay.
Yes.
What's your feelings on the whole LGBTQ thing that's going on right now? Do you agree with how far it's getting pushed, or do you think it's getting a little bit out of hand?
It was very vague in the questioning. So I want to. Could you clarify to me what is like contextually what you're referring to?
Yeah, I'm actually.
Because like personally, I don't. It's hard to offend me. I don't care. Like,
It's not
the viewers.
It's
Why-
not just
why
about
did-
you, it's everybody else.
My question is, why does it seem to the rest of the world like you say you don't care? Why are there so many people that seem to care so much about it? I mean, to me, throughout my life, lesbian, gay, bi has always been very, very accepted and normal.
Yeah.
T has been quite a new thing, really. And the other things that they've stuck on at the end of that, I don't even know what the full acronym is now. It's LGBTQAI
plus.
Yeah. What?
It's an alphabet soup. I'll be honest. To be
Yeah,
as
run
sensitive as
out of
possible.
letters on the fucking keyboard soon.
The biggest thing is people are really contingent on identifiers, and so they latch onto that, and they want people to respect their identifiers, which I get in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, being the least minority of the gay community, being a cisgendered white male that's gay, I don't really have much to speak about it because I don't.
Fucking hell, Craig.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez, I thought I was digging myself a hole. That motherfucker just dug underneath it.
He just drilled down. He's like, you know what? No, we're doing it.
He's like, I'm going to the Earth's core on this one, boy.
Yeah, but people struggle with like their identity. And the biggest thing is like even me as a gay man, when I didn't really identify as anything, I was just a kid in school working on, my homework and doing whatever. I think more so it's being okay with the identity you're giving yourself and like coming comfortable with. So in this sense, I think and I believe that I was born gay, right? There's innate curiosities within that, obviously, but in regards to like when I came out, there's a whole internal battle, which is weird, and I know you guys don't usually experience it yourself. But it's you have to be comfortable with yourself again, in a sense. So like when I came out as gay, it's like, okay, I have to realize like I am gay. Like I have to be okay with that. Which it sucks because I guess maybe it was a little bit of influence from society and the people I was around. And like when I would play video games, I would play COD. The F word would be thrown around like it was like people would just use it because why not? And
were you offended by that at the time?
No. Right. I mean, I obviously I understood it contextually. It was more so of something to offend someone. So I obviously would take offense to it, but now I don't care. I don't care at all. Yeah, it's not something that bothers me at all.
Okay. I can't remember what my next question was going to be. It's
that was probably the
something...
best way that it could be described.
Yeah.
Well, how old were you when you actually came out?
So I did the easy transition. I was a pussy, so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go from straight identifying to bi, and then when I turned 18, I was like, I'm gay. And that was it. I already knew when I came out as bi, I was like, I'm gay, but I was just like, you know what, let me just smoothly transition to it.
See, my auntie is she's gay, and she always had flatmates that were female, right? And I was like, why you never have a boyfriend? One day, I got old enough to talk to her about it, and she was like, yeah, I like girls, right? And I'm like, oh, cool. And the best way she kind of said to me and made me understand straight away from an early age, I said, so how do you just become gay? She says, the way you go to school and you're a child, and you fancy a wee girl at school, it was the same for me. There was a girl that would come in the ice cream van, and she would work in the ice cream van. And I was so young, as far back as I remember, and she had those same feelings about a girl and not a guy. And I was like, yeah, that's it. That's all I needed. And I understood what that was forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what it is. That is what it is, right? You just are, or you're not.
Yeah.
I think that there's one fundamental flaw in it, and I don't know if flaw is maybe not the correct word.
Mm-hmm.
And that no, I'll argue this point because it's nothing to do with that. It's nothing to do with actual individual identification. It's anything. Like, do whatever you want. If it annoys me, I'm gonna tell you, and we can talk about it. And that's just the way it goes because that's how human interaction works. But the second you start cornering yourself, which is exactly what happened initially with the whole, it was just LGBT community at that point. They're like, okay, we're going to have this inclusive community. Well, as soon as you start including yourself in a community, you're the ones doing the segregation. And I realize that was not the purpose of it. But when you start there, like, well, that's what you've done. You create this community where it's everybody else. The straight people, fuck you, you're way over there. Yeah, well, you've now done the segregation.
He doesn't mean you. He means like
no. I mean collectively, as a movement, the whole premise of it was to create a safe environment for everybody else. But by doing that, you're now excluding other people that don't align with your beliefs. So you fucked the whole system.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in a sense that could be said, but at the same time, there's also
which, for the record, I understand entirely why it was, and it wasn't needed, and it wasn't done the correct way. But it's more just that like this might have been my own perspective of it because I wasn't involved in it because I'm not gay, whatever like that. So to me, it's like, well, you're just excluding yourself from everybody else now. So surely that can't help your cause.
I think it loops back to identifier. I literally, most of my straight friends are all straight. There's no exclusion from that at all.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Individually is different than
yeah.
Oh, why is Kieran cutting out now? He's saying something really fucking right. Yeah. Kieran, say that again.
Yes, go for it.
Yeah, I'm not saying that like as on an individual basis. I'm not saying from an individual basis that it makes complete sense because generally speaking, as a young person who is taught one thing, especially in a country that's devolved by a single religious entity that doesn't agree with a lot of it. So there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of internal turmoil, there's a lot of individual questioning that you don't know who to get answers for. So there's a stable community that you can go to and talk to these people and that's fine. But as soon as you start doing that, you've got everybody else going, well, so what's wrong with me? So what's wrong with being straight now? Why is now being straight a problem? And I realized exactly that, and that's not the case. I'm not saying it to be the dick that's like, well, no, but I'm a straight male, therefore I have to count. I'm not saying that at all, but I realized that, but that's how it almost came about. And I think that's where most of the backlash for the whole movement in general started. It wasn't about trying to find individual identifiers because the individual basis is entirely necessary. But from a community perspective, You've created an individual community. We're going, well, this is only for us. So fuck you.
That's fair. I think in the community sense, I think the normal cop out would be, oh yeah, I mean, there's many years of oppression.
Absolutely.
And it was our way of having a safe space for each other. And even the community itself, I know, harping on the identifier aspect, is a way of being able to put what we are to each individual in that sense. So I think it still has to do with the individual. It's just, it's a way of identifying that. And on top of that, it's I don't know. It's so devolved now with the alphabet soup that it goes from, so it's lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, questioning, intersex, asexual. If you are asexual, you're a part of the community, but you can still be straight, right? So you can be straight and asexual.
Mm-hmm.
So you could not be like.
How can
No, in a sense to where, wait, listen, no, hear me out. So you started off, right, dating women.
Yep.
You're married to a woman, divorced, then you turn asexual.
Yep.
You went from one to another in a sense, right?
Yep.
So it's inclusive in the sense to where anyone could go into that phase. And I think being asexual, I'm not sure about. I wouldn't say I know enough about it because obviously I'm a gay man.
Yeah.
But I think there's kind of something innately in us where I guess if life gets hard enough, we kind of just, turn into this just like being where it's like, I don't really want to do anything anymore. Like people turn into that. And that's what I think personally. Even like questioning people would identify as straight prior or identify as gay prior. So it's inclusive in the sense where it tries to cover all bases, but I understand where you're coming from in the sense of it alienates the rest of the population. But also if you think about there's gay pride, right? They had that whole thing with straight pride. Like, what the fuck is that? What is that?
But then that's the thing. So in a fairness perspective,
yeah,
yes, if you're straight, you're generally not prosecuted for no particular reason other than somebody finds it offensive, which offense is given, or offense is taken, not given. You don't mean to offend somebody. If they're offended by it, that's their own fucking fault. But, in that sense, fair. But it just, and I get it what you mean. Like, you could go from straight to asexual, which kind of encompasses that. But then if that's the case, then bi should just more or less complement the lesbian and the gay, because that's technically both. So you've lost 2 letters already, man. I'm saving you a fucking keyboard on this. Thank you. So that's the thing, but it's got to a point. I think this is what J-Mac's question was, but I tend really not to give a fuck if I offend anybody, because I'll explain the conversation, and that's the difference. You can have a conversation about something without offending them as long as you explain your perspective. Is that, well, is it getting to a point now where it's trying to be so inclusive that it's almost fucking ridiculous? That you can, because it now gets to a point where it's okay. I understand it's not the idea of the movement in general. It was about inclusivity. It was about finding people to where they understood what they wanted out of life. But when it gets to a point where you can choose, or what you feel is you can identify as something that isn't the case, you can't choose to identify as a different species for a start. You need fucking put down. You can't.
Oh no, you can now.
But this is my point. Then it gets to a point where surely, like, this sort of thing, which is Donna's talking about as well, like, where you're trying to be so inclusive, it's getting to a point where people are taking it and running with it, but you can't exclude that because that's not nice.
I was gonna say anything. I was gonna say anything. I turned. I was like.
That's right. So
I did
regular on this podcast.
I saw.
No, it was more extreme than that. It was this. And that's when it happened.
Take your forehead on the camera.
There was probably a little lift in there as well. It was like
I think nowadays it's kind of just, in my opinion, it's kind of spiraled out of control. I am a part of the community, but I'm kind of seen as the black sheep because everyone's like, oh yeah, you're a straight guy, cool, like that's it makes sense for you. Or like I always get the comment of, oh, I thought you're gay. Oh, okay. It's like okay, cool. Like,
I just didn't want to tell you because I'm not head to toe in a fucking rainbow.
Like, yeah, I mean that's the thing though. So there's that, and then there's the whole battle between like the Trumpies, and then there's the gay community, right? Where the Trumpies will be like, oh, I can't believe you identify yourself as this, and you have rainbows all over things, and they wear a fucking MAGA hat every day. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of that when it comes to having to like visually represent themselves. I have stuff that has gay on it, but I don't really wear it too often. I don't really care to attract that in that sense, just in public.
You know, one thing that, for example, episode 3 of The Last of Us, right? Have you watched The Last of Us yet? Right. Well, there's a very prominent storyline in episode 3 of The Last of Us that involves a gay couple, essentially. And there was so much backlash about it. Mainly from people like Ben Shapiro, right? But I thought that episode was fucking beautiful. It was. If you haven't seen this show yet, man, you have to watch it. I'm not even a gamer, but The Last of Us, I've never played the game, but the show is really fucking good. But the episode 3 is
game's better.
Much better. Shut up! I'm trying to talk here. And there was this backlash about this episode because it almost seemed to shoehorn in a gay story where there wasn't really one in the video game. It was hinted at, but it wasn't really that developed in the game. I found that TV episode was one of the most beautiful, well-written episodes of anything I've ever seen in my life, to the point where like by the end of it, like it was a bit of a mess, to be honest. But I do feel like there are situations where I feel like it does get shoehorned in, where it isn't really necessary. We're getting to a point where like for a movie to even be nominated for an Oscar, it now has to have a certain number of people involved in the production that are of a quote unquote minority, or they have to be in the LGBTQ community, or you can't even get nominated for an Oscar. Now, trying to put restrictions on art is a massive fucking problem.
Yeah.
If it's a good fucking movie, it's a good fucking movie. What does it matter who made it? And I can't believe I'm saying this on here because it's but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I don't really care what people do in their private lives. I really don't. Everybody's their own individual person. I mean, I like to sit and drink alone and play darts when I'm lonely. that's me. I identify as a lonely drinking darts player, right? But I feel like the identification has gotten so out of hand now that we have to now be at a point where we can't assume anything about anybody, and it's dangerous. It's like if you assume the wrong person about somebody, you will get completely raked over the coals. And I feel it's really tough to be alive right now without worrying about offending somebody. And it's not just offending, it's you offend one person, that one person tweets it out that this person said this and this person said that. And yet I just feel like you have to really walk on eggshells a lot of the time. And at the end of the day, we all are who we are. But I don't assume that you know by walking up to me and shaking my hand that you know everything about me. so I shouldn't be offended if you assume something about me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I actually had no idea when you first came on that you were gay. I had absolutely no idea. You told us, and once you told us, we're like, cool, that's fine. But don't get offended if I accuse you of being a heterosexual.
No. I mean, I don't get offended at it. It's just annoying hearing the same thing over and over. And it's not even because of me being gay. It's just I get tired of hearing the same shit over and fucking over. It's just annoying. I don't care if you know I'm gay, if you don't know I'm gay. It couldn't bother me. At the end of the day, you're not ending up in my bedroom, so I do not care about you.
Well, let's see about that. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing about the pronoun thing. The pronoun thing is a massive thing right now, and I just don't get it. I might be ignorant. I'm not deliberately being offensive or contrary. I just don't get the whole thing about pronouns.
Yeah. I mean, it could be something to where it's normalized 100 years from now, and it was similar to how it was, when people were first coming out as gay and, lesbian. It could be the same thing. It could be just a full circle where it's something so brand new that, it becomes normalized down the line. But I don't know. I honestly don't see it lasting long because there's so many identifiers. There's so many pronouns. There's so many ways you're supposed to identify someone correctly that it's just it's hard to keep track nowadays. I have to have a fucking Pokédex to just figure out what the fuck is going on in that vicinity.
Good analogy.
I'm laughing right now, but it's mainly because I don't know what the fuck that is.
Pokédex is a little device. That looks like a calculator.
I'm fully. You have not offended me this entire time. You've offended me. That was fucked. That was fucked.
Okay, somebody fucking tell me what this is.
It's like a red calculator, and you aim at a Pokemon, and it tells you everything about them.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck me for not knowing that.
It basically keeps a digital record of everyone you've seen and what they are and their details and all that jazz.
So, right, that makes total sense. And I think we should have something like that. It would make life a lot fucking easier.
Shit, I called out. Get out of the studio.
Oh, thanks, Janice, bitch.
Yeah, J-Mac doesn't like to offend anyone. Just call Janice.
Janice isn't offended. She loves it. She loves me. Janice loves me.
Stockholm syndrome, that.
No, but it's nice to be able to talk to somebody in this community about the way things are and the way things are going. But I think that when you start, I mean, just to give an example, there was a girl. Sorry, no, she wasn't a girl. There was a dog at my niece's high school who identified as a dog, and everybody had to treat her as such.
Yeah, my little sister.
No, that wasn't. No, that wasn't.
I'm not lying.
My sister's got one at her school as well, man, and it apparently causes chaos.
Yeah, and I think there has to be a cutoff point where you can go, listen, you have a mental health disorder, or you're just an attention seeker. Which one is it? And
So
where is
someone
the cutoff?
Like crawling about.
Yeah, so they'll wear little paws and ears and tails and bark and all that sort of shit. Yeah. Basically that, but without committing to the costume.
There's people who think they're horses.
Mm-hmm.
There's people who think they're horses. They do the same equestrian shit that they would do in shows. They do that in real life as humans.
You know what's funny?
I get the whole furry thing. Like the furry thing is a bit of a fetish. Like at the weekends, I like to dress up as an animal and go and fuck other animals. That's fine. Everybody's got their kink, but to identify every day of your life as a completely different species, to me, is
dog meat.
It's either A, like I said, it's A, some kind of that's a mental disorder or attention seeking behavior. And I think there's a lot more attention seeking behavior than mental health disorder at this point because of things like social media. Because any attention, negative or positive, is is a dopamine thing. I sound like Joe Rogan now.
You did. Well done.
No, don't well done me for that. I don't want to be a copycat. But I don't. Maybe one day I'll get it. I'll get it one day. But
so to link it all back,
I don't think many people will.
No, to link it all back, it's a social media pressure construed by the government to encourage people to do what they want.
Yeah, divide and conquer.
Which is not what governments do, but yeah, sure.
I think it could be in a conspiracy mind. It's population control. The less people that can breed, the less the population, the easier it is to control a smaller population.
I mean, in my past life, they been my wellies. So when I was born again, I was reincarnated as a gay man. That was the population control.
Yeah,
it all ties in.
It all ties in.
I feel you.
I don't know. There's so much kind of weird shit going on right now that I just can't keep up. If I've said anything that's offensive, I haven't realized it. I haven't gone out to say something offensive. I'm curious. I need to. I called Janice a bitch. Janice loves me. I didn't mean it. But yeah, I feel like there's so much confusion that it's impossible to know that you're not going to offend somebody. And I don't think that you should go through life without offending somebody. I don't think that's anybody's right to never be offended. Being offended, that's great on some level.
No, I don't mean that. I don't mean as offending people is great, but being offended to an extent teaches you a lot about yourself.
Yeah,
because it teaches you
how many times you can punch someone in the head before you kill them.
Well, that yeah, but it teaches you how much you value your own opinion. It teaches you how much you value your own opinion. It teaches you how to construe an argument to defend your opinion.
Sometimes I go to write something, I see it on Facebook, and I'm like, and then I go to write something, and I stop and I go, no worth. This person's no worth.
That's the thing. So it teaches you a lot. It teaches you a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing, at least when it comes to like people getting offended when you misidentify them, is I think there's not a given courtesy of like, hey, this person shouldn't fucking read my mind and understand that, you know, I am he, him, I am Zem, I am that guy, you know, like, it's not something that should be immediately like, oh, he should just know this. Like there has to be some sort of universal way to navigate it to where we can at least, you know, be courteous.
When it gets to a point where we've all got microchips in our hand, and when you just go up, you scan the other person, it tells you what they need to know about them, and then we can all talk about it. Because let's be honest, that's what we're aiming for. That's what's coming.
Yeah.
Like I mean, if you were to approach me in the street, would you just assume that I'm a he, him, or would you have to ask? And at what point do we have to go? Should you really have to ask?
I just think everyone's straight until there's anything that I see that I'm like, oh, well, could be.
If he's wearing wellies, he's definitely straight.
The rainbow one specifically. That's the one that gives it away.
Oh yeah, rainbow wellies definitely straight.
Yeah, definitely straight. Definitely straight.
Yeah. Janice says, I don't get offended. I've been through too much to be offended. Matter of fact, I recently found out that I'm still cancer free. Janice, that's great news.
All right.
I didn't even know that was a. But hey, you fucking keep kicking ass, Janice. Keep kicking ass. And Matthew says the human species is fucked. Only a matter of time now till apes take over.
We're gonna go back in evolution, actually.
Absolutely.
Back into apes.
Absolutely.
Oh, it'd be so much easier. Just sit around all day, smelling your own farts, eating leaves, and
J-Max
one of those.
My life is simple. I love my simple life.
You're going to be the only monkey kicking about with a dartboard.
That's too funny. Well, I have enjoyed my time here. I think I've overstayed my welcome, but I appreciate the conversation.
Not at all, mate. Not at
I
all.
think we have.
And, you're welcome back anytime, mate. Tell us your social. We'll plug your Twitch channel. What is it you? What's your?
I don't
how
stream
can
on
people
Twitch
find you?
anymore, but it's Shane
Ah.
LMAO on Twitch, and in my Instagram is Shane is straight, all one word. So
I didn't see that
Shane.
coming.
No, it didn't.
Great. There we go.
Had to
Everyone,
do it.
follow this fella. Yes, if you ever want to come back on, mate, you know where to find us. Just hit the wee subscribe button or whatever. Find us on Instagram and just hit us a wee DM. It's been brilliant chatting away to you. It's good to have another American
course.
friend. We have quite a few.
Well, there you go.
That'd be cool.
Well, I appreciate your guys' time, and you guys have a good one. All right.
Yeah,
You
thanks
too,
for being
mate.
honest
Thanks
as
again.
well, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not a problem. Have a good one, guys.
Legend.
See you next
mate.
time.
Thanks for coming on, buddy. See ya.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You know,
That was fucking awesome.
this show would have ended about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
But because we had someone really cool to chat to, we stayed on.
This might be a record, by the way. Is it?
No,
Are we at a record?
Maybe. 5
Oh no,
minutes,
maybe
3 hours.
one of the McCall interviews maybe went longer.
Yes, more than likely. Aye, this has been class. I've still got a ton of work to do before I can even go to sleep. That's my day. Like
What are you
2 hours
doing?
ago.
What are you doing? Like,
Just it's scheduling for cinema sites. I need to schedule it.
that's no tough,
work out
man.
deals and that.
that's no tough. That piece of piss.
You can do it for me then. I'll get some nice, well-earned shut eye.
Pay me for it. I'll fucking do it.
Janice has another message. He says,
Oh.
"Thank you, Janice." I said he. Sorry, I had a breast cancer back in 2009 and have been cancer-free since 2010. Mate, you kicked its ass. Keep
Well
kicking
done.
ass.
Well done. Yeah.
Aye,
Well done.
kick ass, Janice. Hey, it's been class, and definitely go follow Shane if you can. Such a really cool dude.
He was a
By the way,
cool guy.
how
Yeah.
How much is he like Damien, my sister's fella?
I never noticed that at all.
Wow,
Nah.
go back and watch.
Yeah.
Elements of Damien in him, 100%. 100%.
Really?
Yes.
I did a full podcast with Damien. I did not see any of him.
I'm telling you, go
and
back.
not in that way.
Go back. Definitely. I was going to say it, but only like very little people know who Damien is that would go, oh, I can see it. So hey, he was class, really cool. So if you can go and follow him and support everything he does, super cool dude. Hey, it'd be really cool to have more super cool folk in. And this was his first time in here tonight.
We're still waiting on
aye.
Janice. Janice, get your arse in here. We're still waiting on you.
Damn fucking
You don't need an
Um,
expensive microphone. You just need an iPhone or an Android phone of any type
Mhm.
with a microphone plugged in, like just
Mhm.
your normal headphones with a microphone on them that you use for hands-free calling. That's all you need. Get your ass in here.
This is way overdue. Totally. Absolutely, my man. Totally. Right, so I think we're gonna call the show there. My heat is bursting. No,
Oh no, I've got another 3 hours of conversation.
I'm
just
in all
kidding.
fairness, I could go for hours talking about this, but we're gonna have.
Hey,
we're gonna
we
have to
should
do it again. Yeah.
We'll do we will do more. We'll do more. Definitely on the conspiracy. I'd like to get someone in that wants to fight us on the conspiracy. And we ended up talking to someone really cool, which didn't expect. We usually when we open the floodgates, especially when we done it only on Podbean, to have some crazies. But no, tonight was great. It was positive and great. So next time we argue with a proper flat earther or something like that.
Aye.
Right.
Or anybody on Clubhouse.
Oh man, absolutely.
All they ever want is a fucking argument.
I remember
We
going
should
into
go back to that.
I remember going into a clubhouse and they were talking about they were saying something like, oh, it was about the black community, and I was like, aye, and I tuned in and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, hey, are you white? I'm like, yeah, and they're like, get him to fuck, and I was agreeing with what they were saying. Like that's the wrong attitude.
That's racist.
That's the wrong attitude. I got kicked out for being white.
Like I'm not. The thing is, I've made some good pals on Clubhouse.
Jeez.
I made some good pals on.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah.
My love, I can't take these long good. Sorry, Matthew, man.
No, apologies, Matthew. I've made some great folk on it, but there are some right dafties.
Yeah, but that's everywhere. And hey, tonight's been a class night. Look how long you guys have stayed with us. 3 hours. Met someone really cool who's welcome back. On the
Well,
show
that's it. We've
anytime.
had a group of people stay for 3 hours. 3 hours.
And people say
That's
to
a long
me,
time.
"Why do you have?" They say, "Oh, you have a podcast? Who'd listen to you talk shit?" Nearly a million.
These 3 people at least.
Right, lads, we're going to let everyone get to sleep for the rest of the night. And it's been a fucking joy as always. And we will see you guys on the next show. Hit the subscribe button, tell your pals, all that cool stuff. Any more really cool people out there that want to come on? Any returning cool people? Fucking hit us in the inbox. Welcome on anytime. Thank you all.
Man, I'm getting to do a podcast with you.
Yes, we shall get him on.
And
and
happy Valentine's Day when it comes.
Yes, tomorrow. Bye. And here comes the intro. This intro was just purely me and a wee guitar and a drum loop.
That's an
not so
outro.
many people know that. Aye, this outro, that's how late it is. This outro was just me recording different loops on my guitar to a pre-cooked drum loop. All right, enjoy.
He always leaves it on you, man.